has sparked widespread outrage online after he shared an image from a doorbell camera of a little black girl and fantasized about shooting her. Chambers is coming under fire after posting a picture of a young black girl who visited his home in the Tampa suburb of Riverview and captioned it, quote, "You're lucky we weren't home to shoot your dumbass B word." He said yours, said it. Chambers shared the post in a community group, and it was screenshot and reshared all over social media, quickly drawing backlash. Not only did people express shock and disgust that Chambers aimed violent threats at a child, but they also pointed to the racist overtones in his language. Before deactivating his account entirely, Chambers deleted his case, alleging the girl was acting as a decoy for an attempted break-in at his home. Yeah, that was it, without sharing any evidence to support the accusation. Quote, "I saw that on my camera and have a wife and 7 months old at home, which I will protect as you would. I was hot when I posted it, which is why I deleted it right away."
Oh, good day, family. Let me get some light up here so I can at least read and stuff. Oh, and I found a box with a lot of little whatnots in it that I was actually missing. Did I even? The Bolden Unchained. Right here. Yeah. Shit. Well, I guess I won't really need that. Since I kind of made that up myself, I really just need the copyright disclaimer because I don't really know that. But I found the other one too. I can't believe. Did y'all see that video of that man? The little girl, I think she was 10 years old and she was selling candy in her neighborhood. And honey, the white man seen her on his Ring camera and said that about the little girl. He said he wanted to kill her. Say, "You little dumb bitch, you're lucky I wasn't at home to shoot your ass." I'm finna share it. Let me get set up and stuff. I don't know what the hell is wrong with people, with white people specifically. I'm hearing about white people, what they doing to my people. And everybody else that's doing something they will be exposed to. Because, folks cannot just think we're going to be okay, just terrorizing our children out here. And then her mother said that that's her community too, and they were selling candy in their community. 10 years old. Now she's scared to go outside. Every time she get on her little social media and stuff, she see this because he posted it. Talking about he got a wife and he got a 10-month-old little baby. So, you know, she was some type of decoy. That's what he said. She was some type of decoy. And then he deleted it. But it's too late, you know, once they done did this. I don't know what's wrong with white people and their hatred of us. It's like there they go with that culture shit. There they go. We always got to watch them. Can't never take our eyes off them. I don't care how complacent, how comfortable you are with yours, that's with you and your family and stuff. We don't know about the rest of them. Y'all can't make us feel like we safe with white folks just because y'all safe with them. That shit is out the window. We ain't got no safety. Our babies ain't got no safety with white women, white men, white kids. We don't. Now I know. I ain't even got to mention Tyrone and Shay Shay, because we be on them. We be on them soon as they turn 4 years old. We already knew it when they were 2-3 years old. Bullying our baby and stuff. As they grew up and stuff, we were quick to say, stay your ass away from Tyrone. We done moved on the other side of town. I don't want to hear about your ass being over on the other side of town with Tyrone ass. We quick with that. We will do that. Won't say nothing about Brad and Ken. No, we won't say nothing about Sabrina and Karen. Yeah, you ain't even got to tell us you're leaving with them. Nope, you ain't even got to tell us you're leaving with them. But our children need to know everybody, everything that's a threat to them. That come with white folks too. Most especially white folks. Because see, we healing us. Oh yeah, we finna get up out of this. We finna see why we ain't got no love, no affection for us. It's because of white folks. Then look at what they doing out there. I ain't even really been on social media because I'm trying to put this together and going to put this place together and stuff. And, you know, so we can really catch up with everybody else. Because I know black people, honey, is creating. They are building. Sure will. We got to start where we at. I do. Got to start where I'm at. But hell, I'm trying to catch up with the 92%. I hope you are too. I hope you got the ancestors on your mind and in your heart, because if you don't, you wasting your time here. I'm all about black people and my ancestors and the reason why my people are estranged from each other. I'm not here about other people except for what they done did to my people. George Fraser said it plainly to me. I can't help white folks. You can't either, Black America. He said 400 years. We ain't never been able to change. We ain't never been able to heal white folks, change them. You know, we ain't never been able to teach them. Nothing. Even in all our sacrifices and all of our, you know, tolerance for them, they ain't never learned. They ain't never learned how to treat us because we ain't never taught them. We were supposed to leave they motherfucking asses, cuss their ass out before we walked off them goddamn plantations. That's what we were supposed to do. But now, see, we ain't even like that. See, we so forgiving and, you know, so humble. We're forgiving people by nature, y'all. We two different natures with white folks. I don't know what it's going to take for us to realize that they are our curse. White folks is our curse. Yep, sure wills. I know we still got to work with them a little bit, but honey, we better get the building. Sure wills, because them motherfuckers finna have your ass up under Sophia, Bing 48. You finna have all kind of robot shits around you, stuff, drones flying over you, autonomous cars driving by you. Ain't nobody even in the damn car, but you feel it watching you. The camera just watching you. You feel it. Then you got robot dogs. You finna jog by. You better get over on the side of the road or something, because they might get after your ass. They watching you too. So yeah, we ain't got no choice but to come together for us. Yeah, we can't do nothing with nobody else. It's over for that. But I want to play this video of our baby. Yep, our niece. That's what we be saying about the babies and stuff. Yeah, we're internet auntie, internet uncle. Well, now it's time for y'all to see what's happening out there to our internet nieces and nephews. How they still being terrorized by white folks. They sure will, honey. White folks, they kids is still terrorizing our kids. It's like ain't nobody even teaching they kids to not be racist. But that's all you hear. Yeah, we all want. Let's come together. We all want. Let's stop this and stuff. They need to talk to they motherfucking people and quit making us think they doing the right thing. Because ain't nobody doing the right thing. We about on the cusp of some shit that's finna reveal itself with white America. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out myself. What the hell is going on with them? Who are they? What are they? They need to tell us. As far as things have gone, they need to let us know something. Because they've been the mystery this whole time. White folks have been the mystery. I forgot who I was listening to. Ooh, was it Gil Scott? You know who I'm talking about. Good day, family. Hey, Kelvin, it's so good to see you. It is so good to see you. Who I'm thinking about, Gil Scott Haran. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't know if it was him. I'm going to have to find that video and stuff. But white folk, we got to do something. We can't remain like this no more. And you know, it ain't got to be unfortunate because it ain't unfortunate for me. I'm motherfucking glad the shit is coming to the end, to a head. So we can know what we need to know about our ancestors. What we need to know before we are ancestors and we leave here. We finna leave our babies. Can y'all imagine the next 15, 20, 25 years? What is this shit supposed to be? How we gonna leave our babies in something we have no idea what it's gonna be like, how it's gonna affect them? I can't do it. I don't know shit. Much as looking at TV and shit like that. Hell, this is the entertainment that Black people need to be focused on. Real life, if you will. But yeah, we here and we ain't gonna stay long tonight because I'm trying to put things together and stuff. And yeah, put some books up. I got to get some boxes and stuff put away. And you know, yeah. And then this right here, you know, it really ain't even got no chapters. We just reading until we ain't reading it no more. But we doing good. Yeah. Oh, look, we almost halfway through. Oh, y'all so patient. I really appreciate y'all too. Because, you know, it still be a challenge sometimes just coming on reading this and stuff, you know, just getting on and stuff. But repetition, we got to change our life. Hell, it's easy every day to get up and get on Facebook. I mean, it's so easy and it seems like it's so natural. But that ain't nothing but the biggest distraction because all you doing is scrolling and liking and commenting and hardening stuff. You know, hardening everything, loving everything. And then you're angry, then you're crying with a little sad face and stuff. Can we get some feeling, some sincerity for us, what we going through, for our ancestors, before it's too late? This might be our last opportunity to save our people. Yeah. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, this tariff thing might blow up, you know. Yeah, about this the tariff war, whatever they calling this stuff. But yeah, I'm just saying, can we make sure we gonna be okay? However it's gonna happen and stuff. Then I seen some, you know, about the sun and stuff. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. If the sun got, you know, if the sun is heating up and shooting out solar flares and stuff. We so traumatized though, Black America. We are so traumatized. That might be why the cosmos and Mother Earth is ready. They ready. They've been, you know, assaulted too. Mother Earth been so assaulted, so filled with black blood, Black blood, our blood, right here in the United States, just black blood, just Mother Earth is. Her trees been cut, her waters and oceans and levees and seas been contaminated and polluted with radiation. Her skies and stuff got Fukushima in, and I kind of think that was on purpose, but I don't know. You have to follow the radical sister and let her tell it to you and stuff. But we got her book, Furnace of Affliction, so that we can learn how to chelate. I know that's the new word. How to get that radiation out of our bodies and stuff, you know. And don't be out here running in the rain and shit. You can't do that no more. Because ever since Fukushima blew up and them plumes of smoke went into the sky, into the atmosphere, it said that the jet stream pushed all that pollution around the whole globe in like 9 hours. Everybody breathing in radiation. I kind of figured we probably got radiation poisoning and shit, you know. I was thinking here, cause COVID, CV, you know, which is now, you know, I did say, you know, CV-19. I was like, that shit gonna be CV-23 in a few years. Watch and see. And now they coming out with a new one. It's called Sears. But, you know, I kind of figured like they were one and the same, but they not. They not. They different. But, you know, it's so much. And then these chemtrails, you know, it's so much that we are inhaling and stuff. So, you know, Mother Earth is waking up. Dr. Deborah Blair said Mother Earth is purging herself of these toxic people. And we know it's white people. It ain't us. And it ain't us that Mother Earth is purging of. No, while she's just opening up, swallowing whole groups of people and stuff. I'm just saying, black people, get out the way. You know, and the cosmos, the sun shooting out solar flares and stuff. Yeah, the sun is coming to heating up. It's because, you know, we are the manifestation of the cosmos, and we so traumatized, y'all. I mean, look at this. 100 years of lynching, Red Summer, racial violence in Kentucky. I bet wherever you live at, racial violence been there. If you ain't never had no racial violence wherever you live at, put it in the chat. I'm just saying. You know, and then look at Africa, because African, Black America and Black Africa is one. We won. Yeah, it's only one black man and one black woman. It's us. We won. We two, but we won. You know, all the other peoples and stuff, you know, they're not included in this. The cosmos did not manifest everybody else. It manifested a black man and a black woman. The white man cannot tell you when, how, why. He can't. They trying, but they can't. They taking that story and they making it and molding it into what they want to. But anybody can steal, you know, and use it to their benefit. That's ours. You know, that's us. So long story short, you are God and you are goddess. We are God and goddess. That's it and that's all, you know. And for us to be down here and to be so traumatized and tortured, and we still can't see our way out the bag. This paper bag, I mean, here, you can bust right through it if you want to. It's just a paper bag. But since we can't do that, and then I just told you how the earth and the cosmos, the atmosphere is being assaulted too. So, you know, they have no choice but to come to our rescue because it's done got too far along. I mean, look at what's actually coming for us now. A whole new world order with motherfucking machines. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe other people do look at this like that. I don't know. They need to tell their peoples then. Because that's how I look at it about my people. All of this is coming for us. Sure wills, honey. Don't you mistake it no more. We cannot keep giving the benefit of the doubt to the same ones that parading around acting like they ain't got nothing, no ties whatsoever to our suffering when they do. They got the very ties to it. Yeah, I didn't mean to get off like that. I ain't gonna keep us long tonight. We're gonna read and that's it. And then we're gonna go process it. We'll be done with this book in a few days if I just keep coming on and reading a couple of them and stuff. But yeah, let me get some shout outs and stuff. Good day, Art. It's so good to see you. Yep, CV-23. It's Sears, something now. Just Sears. I'll find it. Yep. As black goes America. Seems that way to me since I've been here. Yes, it is time. Sure will. Can't be worried about nobody else. I do not apologize. I understand how it is for us. You know, I wasn't just all up in white folks and they wasn't all up in my life and stuff like that. But I know it's going to be real hard because we was really sincere. You know, it's going to be real hard for us to make these changes to our life, but it's for the better. And any, you know, white people that's in your life and stuff, Black America, you're going to have to decide if they need to stay in your life because we got to rise up for us now. Sure do. And so, I'm Face the Nation. We're on Bolden Unchained, and we're here to assist Black America and Black media with the uncovering of the many agendas, y'all. I didn't even have no idea. The agendas, events, projects, operations, laws, codes, acts, plans, courses, studies, codes, memorandums. Yeah, memos. Yeah, I thought memos was just like, emails and stuff like that. Honey, memos is huge. Plans, attacks. Yep, on us. Yep. And what is it? It's a new conferences. Every 3 years, Dr. Layla Africa said every 3 years, there's a conference on Black people by Melanie. Yeah. He said ain't not one Black invited. Ain't been no Black man, no light-skinned man. Nope. So we the biggest study. I think that's what he was saying. We're the biggest study on the planet. It's us. Yeah. See, other folks, yeah, they can be okay and content with their greatness. There's greatness in everybody. Everybody got life. Hell, can't nobody fly. We can't even fly yet. Oh, we will. Because we got superpowers. Yeah, you got to get yourself together, honey. I'm trying to quit everything. I'm trying to quit smoking cigarettes, drink more water and stuff, monitor what I'm ingesting, what I'm eating and thinking and listening to and reading and stuff. I don't want to be around no negative energy and stuff. If you ain't talking about my ancestors, don't you come around me talking about such and such, because I don't want to hear it. I don't. We got to get ready. Honey, as soon as you see Khalid Muhammad, whoever you see, come back, you better be ready to talk and stand up. You better be ready, because that's who coming back for us. And so, yeah, I'm trying to do my work, and I'm trying to do the knowledge. Yes, I am, for my people. Finally. It took me a long time, 43 years. But now, I'm trying to do it. Yeah. I know one thing. If Jesus Christ come back, you better ask him some questions. You better ask him some questions. If you can't do it, oh, please tell him to find me. I want to know. Yes. You've been waiting so long, Black America. We got to get out of this mindset. See, I'm here. It took me 43 years, but I'm here now for my people. I know it's a lot going on. I know we done reached so many successful and creative positions and stuff in America since we've been physically free. And it seemed like, we did good integrating, but honey, we fucked up integrating with white folks. We lost everything. Tulsa had like 157 businesses. Tulsa had banks, hospitals, schools, daycares, whatever you needed. Tulsa had it. If Tulsa didn't have it, they could get transportation to the other Black city. And, that's how we were doing each other. That's how we were doing each other and stuff. White folk came and knocked all of that down. Sure did. I didn't know none of it. And I thought, when I did learn about Tulsa, I was here in Minnesota then when I learned about it. And it was just the surface of it. I didn't know it was called some white lady named Sarah Page or Dick Rowland. Yeah, I wonder if he related to Kelly. I'm just saying. But, I didn't know about all of this and stuff. I thought that Black people was okay. That I just fucked up my life, and I was like, when I fucked up, I was like, all right, I could do this. I can raise these babies. I was like that. I still am. I can lay in the bed that I made and stuff. So I know, I fucked up and shit. I fucked up. I failed me, my mama, my grandmama, my daddy, my great-granddad. I failed everybody, my aunties and stuff, honey. So, now it's time for us to make amends. Even if you didn't fuck up and you reached them educational pinnacles and them financial pinnacles, and all your aspirations and your goals, and you traveled and, you lived and stuff, that's good. Now it's time for me and you, wherever we at today, to start speaking up, standing up for our people. Yep, that's where it's at now. George Fraser said, don't be upset. Yep, Dr. George Fraser said, don't be upset, because between the age of birth and 49, you really just gonna do the things that, that's part of just living, the experiencing. You're going to get married. You're going to graduate. You're going to go to college, maybe the military. You're going to have a family and stuff like that. He said, but when you reach like your 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, because somebody was 90 years old when they got the Nobel Peace Prize. They had been working on something for like 25 years or something like that. But Toni Morrison, I think she got her Nobel Peace Prize when she was like 60 or something like that. But he said from 50 on up, that's when you make your greatest contribution. So it don't even matter. It do, but it don't even matter and stuff, that I failed everybody and stuff. What matters today is if you willing to make amends. And for y'all that didn't, fail your family and stuff, I really am so glad that you made it. You didn't let nothing trip you up. But, I just hope that you ready to stand up for our ancestors and stuff. Somebody got to. I mean, damn, all of this, y'all, and ain't nobody ever stood up for our ancestors. And that motherfucker trying to erase everybody. Now watch him erase Kool in the Gang, then black folk finna hit the motherfucking fan. I know who the fuck told that motherfucker to erase Kool in the Gang. You better stop it. You better stop it. Everybody, you better get your reading channel. I don't care if you can't read and stuff. Go help Shay Shay. Shay Shay, get your channel and stuff, and you just sit in the back. Hey, just be there. I'm just saying. Let her read and stuff. You just be in the back. Hold up the book and stuff. Follow along. I don't know. But how about everybody start reading? Yep. Everybody get your book and let's read. You ain't got to be reading this and stuff. You can get some of the babies' books. I ain't really got none of their books around and stuff. I'll bring them out. But you could get any kind of books and stuff, Look at this right here. Yeah, Tanya Bolden. Yeah, you can get any kind of book. You ain't got to read this. This is just what the ancestors told me to start at. It's too late to start in slavery. Hell, I'm about the last one at the fight. I'm calling everybody else. What y'all doing? Come on, y'all. Let's fight together. You see a good fight, get in it. That's what Vernon John said. If you see a good fight, get in it. This is it. Confirmation, this is it. Anyway, let me finish this right here. Well, we look at through a spiritual lens. I don't want nobody to ever think that I be, religious and stuff. Because I'm not religious. I don't want you to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes here. And then, what's Faith talking about that? Thinking that I'm forgiving white folks and what has happened to my ancestors, because I don't forgive nothing. I take back the forgiving that I gave to any of them. Yeah, to their ancestors, their grandmama, their grandmama, I don't care if that baby was 3 days old. If her motherfucking ass had a slave, I don't forgive that baby. That was a sinner. Sure the hell was. And it looked to me like hell they still got the same mindset. So what that tell you? We ain't got no sinners. I ain't never seen a black baby that was a sinner. That's what they taught us, that bullshit. And I ain't never been religious. No, I went along with it because my mama, my grandmama and great-grandmama and them and stuff, I went along with it. But eventually I told my mama what my grandson did, that I don't believe in Jesus. Yep, and I don't. I'm glad she at least knew it. And I didn't deny it either. I sure don't. If it is a Jesus and stuff, he better be black. And he about late. Yeah. Yeah, he about late because they was calling on him. Isaac McGee was calling on him. John Pennington was calling on him to come back and save them. Thousands of white people just assaulting them, dismembering on them. So no, I don't believe in it. I sure don't. If it's a God, it's you and me. Sure will. Hey, when we came down here, we were manifested. It wasn't no sound. I don't have a name for him. I do not have a name for him. And y'all better critique your names. Because you don't know who these people done came. Hell, they ass wasn't here. It wasn't even no sound. Them stars didn't make no sound when they manifested and spread out. And that's how the black man and the black woman was manifested. The cosmos wanted to experience humanity. It's just as simple as that. The cosmos wanted to experience humanity. So it manifested the black man and the black woman. Yep, I know the white man and stuff. They said that the egg, it actually started out as a female egg, but it can mutate and become a male And that's how you get the woman and the man. You know, and that I could go with that. Yeah, you know, all right then. Hey. But I kind of like it too, that it were two stars that came down at one time. Maybe they were together when they came down. I don't know. You know, they don't know either. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm free to think how I want to think. Yeah, Dr. Deborah Blair said, you don't know the truth till you think of it and you decide what it is. Even what I'm saying and stuff, that you ain't got to go to heaven. You better not take your black ass to heaven with white folks. They asses up there right now. And William Joseph Simmons said it on page 64 in Red Summer. His motherfucking ass let the cat out of the bag. See, they always been playing games, mind games. Ever since they decided, let's manipulate the minds and totally control and strip away the identity. Oh, yeah, it's been a game the whole time. And all y'all sky daddies and stuff, you better make sure to ask them, talk to them. I know black people, we got a relationship with our higher power. You better really start talking to him. You better read between them lines, honey, and ask your higher power if you're supposed to go to heaven with white folks. Or are you free to go to the afterlife where you could just fly? Honey, you can ride on a star or whatever. You can roll stars when you go to the afterlife. Yeah, you be sliding down rainbows and stuff. You go to heaven, your ass gonna be trapped behind them gates. They're gonna clip your wings as soon as you get over there. Yeah, he said on page 64, it's robed horsemen galloping across the sky. He reinvented, he revived the Ku Klux Klan in 1915 up on Stone Mountain. I thought Stone Mountain had the Akashic records. I'm gonna have to look at that video about that. But I'm just like, damn, these some brave, bold motherfuckers, ain't they? But I digress. I'm just saying, we gotta start thinking. Now, maybe you don't want to go to the 12th of Never. Maybe you don't want to go to the 12th universe, a multiverse. You want to go to the first universe and be in heaven with white folks. If you do, then take your ass on up there. But we need to have the option. I know that. Heaven is not an option for me. I don't ever want to spend the rest of my life, my afterlife, with white folks. I'm going to spend it here because we all on this planet together. But when we leave here, honey, I ain't planning on spending the rest of my forevermore. Who? Me? You a motherfucker. You a lie. You is a lie. We need options. We need options. You're going to have to talk to your higher power, Black America. Don't be afraid. You ain't blaspheming. That's what white folks motherfucking ass said. You don't never question God. He's a jealous God. Vengeance belongs to the Lord. And what about the vengeance for my ancestors? I'm just asking. Where's the vengeance for my ancestors? Huh? Where's the justice for them? I ain't even saying that, Well, yeah, I am. I do think all the asses, all 5,000 of them. Babies too, pregnant women too. Hell, if they had them little bitty babies at them lynchings, they ass should have been smited too. Yes, they should have. These men did nothing to warrant what was done to them. And they were skinned, burned, just roasted like a carnival. John Hartfield, like a carnival atmosphere, little white kids in the trees and stuff. 10,000 white people came to the lynching of that man. Pregnant white women. Yeah, white folks came from all over, honey. Oh, they was on buses and trains. They were walking, running and stuff. They was in wheelbarrows, on bicycles. Pregnant white women were catching rides and stuff. And, people were stopping their cars saying, I'll get out and walk some. Let her get in and ride a couple of miles and stuff, They were helping each other get to the lynching. I'm just saying, hell, it's in the book. All you gotta do is connect the dots. Connect the dots. That's all we got to do for us. Ain't nobody that's here in America right now. And you see everybody out there claim they're in the streets and stuff. I know we ain't out there and stuff. Ain't none of them saying nothing about this. They ain't thinking about black. They still ain't thinking about Black America. Sure ain't, honey. No. They still, why they asses out there? Oh, we want to stay here. We don't want to go nowhere and stuff. And cut the check for black people. I mean, ain't they so sincere for all the love for black people? I'm just saying it don't seem right to me. So yeah, come on, let's just do us for us. That's all I got to say. I don't know what y'all thinking is finna happen, but something is finna motherfucking happen here. Don't tell me here we gonna get to the end and then be like, oh damn, we stampeding off a cliff, y'all. Nah, we finna look at this shit right now. We need to. Shit, and if this tariff war finna turn the other way, I just want to let them other people and stuff know, if you got any bones to pick with what these people done did over here to y'all, my people ain't done nothing to nobody. Can you please, y'all that tried to help us and send us money and citizenship and stuff like that, so we can come over there and y'all handle whatever you got to handle. But don't let us get out the way, because we ain't done nothing to nobody. And y'all know some of y'all been trying to help us, and the United States will not even let y'all help us. But they've been sitting there using y'all against us. And now, people pissed off at America. The way I see it, I'm like, damn, shit, I didn't even know America had arms that goddamn long. But wasn't it Dr. Francis Cress Welsing said arms too long to box with God? Or something like that, arms too short to box with God. Yeah, and the white man is God. Your arms too short. You doing like this right here, I guess. I don't know. We're going to have to find that video. I'm just saying. Copyright disclaimer. Oh, yeah, let me let y'all know, since I ain't religious. We is looking through a spiritual lens of loyalty, resilience, and education. Because, see, I didn't know none of this. No, I quit school in 11th grade. And, so I didn't get to learn. I don't know when they were going to start teaching me this stuff. Maybe, in 12th grade, I guess. But at that point, I should just said I quit in 3rd grade once I learned how to read and write my name in cursive. That should have been it. We did a terrible disservice keeping our babies in school. To then after then, that's really all we need them in school for, to learn to read and write. Then they can start doing homework, that we could be creating curriculums for them. Our own home schools, they could be doing their readings and stuff like that. By the time we get home and stuff, or dad get home or whatever, yeah, they done did their homework and stuff, and they read and they study. But now we had them sitting up in school for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and one doing nothing but glorifying the white man. Oh, my ancestors. And Malcolm X told us. Everybody told us. I didn't know about Malcolm X. Down south, you don't get no information. Down south, we so traumatized down there. Honey, you can't even make us believe. Now, Face. No, don't you talk like that. Don't you bring them things up, Face. We're not going to talk about that right now. Yeah, the fear is so palpable. If I'm saying it right, you know what I'm trying to say? Yes, honey. Don't you say them things, Face. I'm not finna sit here and listen to that. That's how it is. The fear. But it's all because of the trauma. I know that's what it is. I ain't seen nothing else. I ain't seen nobody else that's done traumatized my people. That's all I'm here for. Hell, don't nobody give a damn anyway. Shit, don't be getting mad at me. Hell, everybody want to know. That's why folks saying, why black people won't come together? Now it's the Asian man. Is that man Asian that's on TikTok, y'all, going after MAGA and stuff? Oh, honey. Can somebody tell their ass to cut the check? Don't burn no more cash. Don't melt down no more quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies, even wooden nickels. Don't destroy no more currency. Give it to us. You owe the debt anyway. America better pay this debt. America better pay this debt. We can't handle, we can't control this. What's coming because of this? That debt, you're going to be paid one way or the other. And the ancestors not going to keep, being patient and tolerating, white American stuff, because they ain't trying to do right by us. They not trying to do right by this. Honey, things going to fuck around. And yeah, we just need to make sure we survive. That's all I got to say. We need to make sure we survive somebody. I don't care, our people had that bus underground and stuff, honey. They had a bus. And I've been talking about we ain't got no bunkers. What? Ooh, I've been saying we ain't got no bunkers. Every motherfucker got bunkers. Everybody got bunkers. So when the shit hit the fan, everybody gonna be like, my people, come to me. And people gonna go to their select leaders and stuff. be standing out there like, they pick who they want to be on their team and stuff. We're going to be standing out there waiting on somebody to say, come on, Black America, we got y'all. Come on, y'all. You better not take your ass in that bunker with them because they're going to eat your ass when times get rough. Yeah. But, I'm just saying. But there was a family. Honey, I think they had one bus or two buses. Honey, they had them underground. They had an excavator dig a huge tunnel. And they had the buses under there. When the tornadoes came, everybody went under the buses. Went into the buses. Honey, we got our bunkers now. It ain't got to be no lavish, fine bunkers and stuff. No, honey, you better dig that motherfucking, dig a ditch, dig a moat in that backyard right there. Yeah, hell, we'll dig it together. Shit, and you just get that. I don't know how we're going to lower that boat off in that moat. Some ease it down off in that hole right there. Yeah, 2 or 3 buses behind it. And them cities and stuff, them rural towns and shit, when the shit pop off, hell, and all of us ain't going to be able to go now to Africa and wherever. I don't know. I just say Africa because hell, and other countries and stuff, I think hell, they showing their true colors too. So I'm just going to be like, yeah, Africa. Hell, it's 200 countries there. I ain't got to say Japan and Canada and all them other places and stuff because I don't know how they treat my people there. I'm just saying everybody ain't going to be able to make it to Africa, when shit hit the fan here and stuff. So, yeah, we need to just have little things like that. When I find it, I'm going to show y'all. I ain't lying. They have buses. Creative. We're geniuses. We got to survive this. That's all. I'm just saying we got to survive this. I hope everybody else do too. I don't wish harm on other folks. Hell, I know they doing their best to survive it too. I ain't got to wish that they survive, honey. They making sure they ass gonna survive. You can bet you that. So don't take it that I'm feeling sorry for them and stuff. But no, I'm not wishing harm on nobody. Shit. Hell, everybody been just fine. Shit, I'm just saying. So yeah, we looking through a lens of loyalty, resilience, and education. We finna do all that. That's what this is about and stuff. If you think it's something else that's missing, please let me know. But for now, that's what we studying. Yeah, we need to know who the hell we loyal to. And it ain't white folks no more. If you can't see your life without white people in it and stuff, you need to do some soul searching. You need to cut everything off, get quiet. Get quiet. Start listening to our jingas, our mentors and stuff so they can kind of, break down all of this indoctrination, y'all. It's a lot. These motherfuckers done fucked our minds up so much we don't know if we coming or going or spinning around. So don't, honey, your ass just spinning like a top. Like somebody just keep pushing you, and you just keep spinning and spinning them little spin tops. I hope I see one at the thrift store. I'm going to sure get it. Yeah, but the copyright disclaimer under 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair uses are used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use. Tips the balance in favor of fair use. And honey, you can use this for personal use. You sure can. Because if I wasn't on here doing it with y'all, I'd be reading it to my family. Sure would, honey. Soon as I hear somebody with the key in it, before they even stick that key in there, they'll hear me read. Sure would. You ain't coming up in here and no Hell's Kitchen on. Mari, Jerry Springer. Don't even waste my time. Don't let us waste y'all time with that bullshit. I don't give a damn. Every time we get together, you always want to listen to that and stuff. You better set your boundaries, Black America. You better set your boundaries. Honey, I ain't no going back after this. I don't know what the hell it's going to look like, but I know it ain't going to look pretty if we don't wake up. Sure don't. Honey, it is not going to look pretty at all. I don't know if you think of other folks when shit calm down and stuff out there, folks going to be like, we tried, Black American. We're still just one people, and let's just get through this again. Now, people calm down and shit, and they're going to be like, why the fuck y'all asses didn't come out and help us, Black Americans? So they're going to try to flip this shit on y'all. Want to see Black Americans. Show is it. You better ask they motherfucking ass and who you think you is and what you finna do. So, see, you need to learn your history. Because all of them together thinking like that, Honey, yeah, we ain't got time. Show don't let me get this video right here because I can just go on and on about my people, and you already know, honey. But I'm just saying, keep your eyes on the prize. Everybody else is. Now our little internet niece, our niece here, 10 years old, her friend out in the community selling candy, probably them candy bars and stuff. I don't know if they just moved to the community, but the white man wasn't at home, and he seen it on his ring camera. He don't call the little baby a bitch, and that a dumb ass would have got shot if he was at home. Don't think whatsoever. But then wasn't it a while ago, white folks trying to send their little kids to black men? If you ever lost and you don't know what to do, and you don't see me, and you can't get me and stuff, then find a black man. Just go to a black man. He'll make sure you. What the fuck? But when it comes to our kids and stuff, oh, they're decoy, they're danger, they up to something. Yeah, y'all better not trust these motherfuckers. Yep. I guess it was a bunker. Yep. Hey there, Call Dog. It's good to see you. I ain't seen you in a while. Yes, it's so good to see you again. And you come and go, and that's how I do too. Sometimes I don't be here for a few days, but I'm thinking about y'all. Sure wills, honey. This is it. And I hope we still, here. Surviving this after it's over with and stuff. Cause we're gonna have to build America up again. Hell, I guess everybody should start telling your family with land that they can go ahead and dig their motherfucking hole, excavate that damn backyard, and put a couple of buses under there. Take the seats out. I'm just saying, the windows and shit, I don't know. Leave some circumvent, some air and stuff that could get up and stuff. But yeah, hell, you got your property. Even if it's just a small bus, one of them little bitty yellow buses. I'm just saying, shit, Yeah, I ain't never ride the little yellow bus, but I will. Yeah, and I've been on that little yellow bus. Everybody would have been stuttering, trying to read this show water. Shit, don't be playing. Let's find this video with this motherfucking man, what he said about this baby. Man post disturbing fantasy. That's all it is. It's a fantasy to do these things to us. It's their fantasy, a sick fantasy. It don't even seem like it's human. They don't seem like they human. Won't they just tell us and show us that we ain't human? They might well tell us now, hell, they done damn near won. I mean, they got so much against us. It don't matter because hell, I'm like, yeah, come on, spirit, come through. Sure wills. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to this right here, because we're gonna read at least for a little while. Like oh, that's why it ain't doing it, because I ain't got it on there. Hold on, y'all. Yes, honey, y'all think we safe with white folks and sisters. Want us to think they so safe with they white men and stuff. And he my savior, and I don't want for nothing with Brad. Yeah, to Karen come and kick in that motherfucking door. And they been running this shit. White folks been running. Yeah.
Florida man's disturbing Facebook post has sparked widespread outrage online after he shared an image from a doorbell camera of a little black girl and fantasized about shooting her. Chambers is coming under fire after posting a picture of a young black girl who visited his home in the Tampa suburb of Riverview and captioned it, quote, "You're lucky we weren't home to shoot your dumbass B word." He said your instead of you, yeah. Chambers shared the post in a community group, and it was screenshot and reshared all over social media, quickly drawing backlash. Not only did people express shock and disgust that Chambers aimed violent threats at a child, but they also pointed to the racist overtones in his language. Before deactivating his account entirely, Chambers deleted his post and later stated his case.
alleging the girl was acting as a decoy for an attempted break-in at his home. Yeah, that was it. Without sharing any evidence to support the accusation. Quote, I saw that on my camera and have a wife and 7-month-old at home, which I will protect as you would.
Where's the threat?
I was hot when I posted it, which is why I deleted it right away. I could have handled it a lot different, Chambers wrote, adding he wants to locate the girl's parents to apologize. Well, apologize for what? So you say she's a decoy? For a robbery that you have absolutely no evidence would have ever taken place, nor were you ever telling the truth about your ridiculous excuse. In a response, the child's mother, Beyond Shabazz, later posted the circumstances surrounding her daughter's visit to the Chambers home. Ms. Shabazz explained that her family lives in the same community as Mr. Chambers.
That baby gonna be
on April 14th,
she go outside.
Her 9-year-old daughter, Sincere,
and her name,
and 11-year-old niece came home from school around 4 p.m. and then left to go sell candy around the neighborhood. This is common, which is what prompted the visit to Mr. Chambers' home. After seeing Chambers' post go viral, Ms. Shabazz said she filed a police report.
She didn't know till she saw
Ms. Shabazz said that Chambers reached out to authorities with the hopes of reaching her to have a conversation. But Shabazz is rejecting his attempts at contact, displeased by the vitriol and lies he spread on social media. There's going to be a legal battle, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is a threat. There's specific threatening language. There's a specific target of the threatening language. And there's specific opportunity to carry out said threat. That makes it a terroristic threat. Any first-year law student will be able to explain that, okay? The fact that this individual has not been charged, or at least there's an evidentiary hearing to look at the charges, look at the evidence for the charge, is baffling to me. He put it in writing. He put it in writing and then provided the picture of the target. And it happens to be a minor. Let's put it up. So there's a GoFundMe that has been launched to raise money for the legal battle ahead, stating that she wants Chambers jailed for the post. Quote, this could have been anybody's child, and our job as parents is to protect our kids. My child does not feel safe in our neighborhood, in her neighborhood, now due to this. And now every time she clicks on her Facebook or TikTok, she sees that what this monster posted about her for the world to see. Shabazz wrote, quote, I will not let this go under the rug. I promise I will make an example out of this fool. And we're going to help you. I'll put that GoFundMe back up. Once again, it's unfortunate that she will have to push the legality of this because the legality is quite clear. He made a terroristic threat, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That's how they think.
You can support Sincere, the legal fight against those threats, by contributing to that GoFundMe. Many on social media are also calling for Chambers' termination from his job. A screenshot of his LinkedIn page that's being shared widely online shows that he's a general manager at a Mr. Car Wash location in Tampa. The car wash business has faced a barrage of complaints in the days since Chambers' post began circulating online. Mr. Car Wash has not yet responded to the complaints. They will this weekend.
Let me wait till we finish here. Yeah.
So, child, think about the comfort level of this individual. He posted an actual threat against the minor and felt so comfortable that he puts it in a public domain of individuals in that community, thinking that they too are just as sadistic as he is as it relates to this child. But they were not. Sir, the vast majority of people are not like you, thank God. And thankfully, we were able to see the community come to her defense That is the reason we are aware of the offense from this individual. We will bring up dates as they come.
Well, I would like to know who it was that shared it. Because a whole lot of their asses is like him. That's why he felt comfortable sharing it to that group. Could have been a black person in there that shared it. Could have been somebody that really, is like an alias that's in there or something. I want to know here who was it that shared this shit. I sure do, because most of their asses is like that. So we can't take no chances with them. They got to identify their motherfucking self. Don't try to make me feel safe with some of you, because I don't. Don't try to make me think that my family and my friends and they children and stuff, my people, is safe with white folks, because I don't believe it. I sure don't. Nope. I don't give a damn if they don't understand it. They need to try to. Yeah. Hell, I don't know. Do we literally need to be reading to their motherfucking ass? I mean, shit, they know how they feel, what's inside of them, and why. They know they've been living vicariously through each other. They ain't never let this be. I mean, shit, our twins that they murdered up on Bell Mountain. And then before him, it was Trevante before them. They still been doing this shit, and they live vicariously through this shit. Hell, we just the motherfucking fools. I'm just saying, don't be a fool and a dummy, Black America. That's all I got to say to us, to my people. I'm not going to let us be a dummy too. Now, somebody got to have some motherfucking integrity for Black people now. I mean, shit, somebody got to have some faith and some loyalty to our ancestors and what they went through. We shouldn't have never forgot about them. We shouldn't have never let their memory go. Stop talking about them and stop celebrating them. We stop naming our babies after them. Stop remembering them. Oh, yeah, he just like his Uncle John Hartfield. Yeah, he just like his Uncle Isaac. No, we don't do nothing like that because of white folks. Man, I could be so motherfucking mad at their asses and wish that the ancestors just come on now and smite their asses for what they did to them. I feel like sometimes just calling everybody and telling them what they did to you, John Pennington. Come on back so you could take care of it. Come on back so you could take care of that. But I know I ain't supposed to be like that and stuff. That's why I don't say it. I don't be thinking like that and stuff. But sometimes I'll be like somebody. If anybody coming back, it's got to be them. And I ain't got to say it for them to come back. I ain't got to say it. Sure don't. Hell, y'all believe Jesus coming back. Why I can't believe John Pendleton coming back? How come I can't believe Emmett Till coming back? Why I can't believe Mary Turner coming back and her unborn baby? Y'all believe Jesus coming back? Shit, we all got our own thoughts and stuff. Dr. Ray Hagan said that, shit, we got to break this mental cycle. He said that, Dr. Ray Hagan said it's the religious doctrines and them church statements that y'all asses is wrapped up in. I'm so glad I didn't never get cocooned with y'all asses in that motherfucking religious shit. Man, I don't need all of that. I don't need all of that outside stuff to where I can't read between the lines. And that's where it is with y'all. Yeah, if you reading the words, you ain't even reading between the lines what it's saying to you, Black America. I'm glad I didn't follow y'all with this shit. I'm just like, yeah, all right. I don't want to go to hell, so I won't kill, steal, and destroy. I won't covet somebody else's spouse and steal and manipulate and stuff. I'm like, I could do them things. And I wasn't religious to be like that. It's just human nature. It's Black people nature. It's human nature. I ain't saying white folks and stuff, hey, they the one that showed that they can't be humanistic. They always got to be cannibalistic. They are. That's all I see out of them. Just because they ain't like that now, that we know, that we see of. But I'm telling you, they live vicariously through each other and stuff, through this shit. It's fucked up. It's sick. Well, now we read 100 Years of Lynching. And this is by Ralph Ginsberg. First, we read Red Summer, 1919, The Awakening of The Summer of 1919 and the Awakening of Black America. Then we read Racial Violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940, right out of slavery. But then the movie Jane Pittman. It's on YouTube. Jane Pittman said that in the movie, as soon as black people left the plantation, and it showed that one black family that decided they weren't going to leave the plantation, they going to stay. They stayed with the master and the missus. She took her black ass over there and got that baby again. Yep. And they walked off to the cabin. Cause they were like, the man was like, well, we're going to stay. We're not going to go. We're going to stay. And then she was like, yeah, we're going to take Ticey's cabin. We're going to take Ticey's slave cabin. It's got the plot on the side. Some shit like that. And they let them stay. They should have been, y'all bring y'all motherfucking asses on here. But they didn't. That was the first division. We should have never divided like that. That one simple act is probably why some of y'all can't see your life without white folks, y'all. We got to stay in the front yard. But anyway, I digress. In the movie, Jane Pittman had a scene where all the black people that left, y'all, they went to this barn. And the sister had her little boy. He was like 5, 6 years old. Then she had an infant baby. And they was in this barn, and they was up all night telling stories and stuff about where they were going and what they were going to do and what they were going to be. They were talking about their dreams and stuff like that, and having a family, owning a business and stuff like that. And that morning, right when it got daylight and stuff, them motherfuckers came in on horses with their shotguns and axes and shit, y'all, and they killed everybody. And Jane Pittman, she saved the little boy because they ran behind some wood pallets, and they were down, and she covered his mouth up and stuff, but they watched them slaughter everybody, even the baby. So it was right after slavery, 1865 to 1940. Yep. And that wasn't our book and stuff. And then we read Racial Violence in Kentucky, and that book was 500 some pages. Yep. So I'm like, damn, are we gonna have to read everybody's state? Y'all might well say what state you in. I'm just saying, whichever ones come up, we're gonna read them and stuff. And then it was what did we read after that? Oh, we read Lynching in Duluth. Yep. Elias Clayton, Isaac McGee, and Elias Clayton, Elmer Jackson, and Isaac McGee. Isaac McGee was literally crying and begging for Jesus to come. White Duluthians, white people, up here in Duluth, wanted to lynch all 12 men that was in the jail. Yep. They wanted to lynch everybody that was in the jail and stuff. And one brother, when they went in his cell and stuff, honey, he had his arms folded. He was like, we didn't even do nothing. He cussed their ass out and stuff. We didn't even do shit. So what, y'all planning on lynching all of us? Y'all motherfuckers, you can look me in my eyes, a man, and think you gonna run your ass up in here and take me and lynch me? And I ain't finna say nothing to you. They left him alone. They walked out of his cell and went and got the other 3, and they lynched them and stuff. But it's time to just be face up with them motherfuckers. Because anybody that can look you in your face and then drag your body and lynch you, and everybody just gleeful, while they just assaulting you, stabbing you, sticking iron, hot iron in black men's eyes, shit, then you deserve to say something. But that right there was so horrific. A lot of them was just in shock. All they could do was just cry and beg and plead, and show these men, just be themselves. It was fearful. I can't even imagine. I just keep thinking that all of them faces probably were morphing into reptiles, reptilians, and I don't know, y'all, something that I ain't never seen before. We ain't never seen it before. I'm just saying this right here. I know it didn't remain human. These acts did not, they could not have remained human while they were in the throes of it. And I don't know how to explain it and stuff. Damn. But it couldn't have. There's no way. So to be calm and let it lay and, and just be content, living vicariously. Why? Because this huge scandal is being built up and created where you can unleash that rage again. I don't know. I don't know how this is supposed to unfold and stuff, but I know we better start paying attention to some shit. Yo, will. And everybody else probably gonna jump on our asses and beat your ass too, Black America, cause shit, they gonna be like, hell, they ain't finna treat me like they treat white folks. No, hell no. Get them. We gonna help you. Y'all ain't finna make us the black folk. You ain't finna treat us like you treated black people, because white folks can't be trusted. Now, after this, is to start anew and be sincere. Take down the motherfucking 5G towers and shit. Stop your drones and your autonomous vehicles and stuff, Put Sophia away. Dismantle their asses and melt them down, and we can find other ways to still be civil and tolerant and harmonious in life again. It don't have to be a motherfucker trying to live forever with chips and humanoid robots and then you're putting your brain in this body and I'm just saying and shit like that. You're opening doors with robot hands and stuff, and the robot cooking your food, taking your bath, raising your kids, putting on your clothes, combing your hair. Your robot literally doing these things. Your car driving by itself and stuff. We don't have to have that type of life. I think it should be an option, if we want to live like this or not. But, I digress. I just want to say, about that video we watched and stuff, now that right there would be one of the acts, one of the actions, one of the threats that he should have to move out of that community. But, on a larger scale, this is where we need to begin having these people deported and sent back to Europe. Sent to Europe somewhere, their motherland, wherever it is. Hell, his ass might be from some other country, Russia or somewhere like that, Switzerland. I don't know. Shit, I just know white folks don't treat us right. But then, if that's too much, then hell, just send them all down south. Then brothers say, hey, let's let racist white people go down south. Give them a couple of states and let them do them. Fly they flag. Shit, go in and pump each other up, and stroke each other up and shit, and and die out. But the rest of us and the rest of the country, we want to live harmoniously together. We can do that. So why not start with his ass? So yeah, I propose sending his ass down south. Let him decide where he want to go, down south to one of them little hick towns, and yeah, send his ass down there. Because he the one they showing their true colors. They don't deserve to be among us anymore. It's hard enough for us to be around these people, and keep trusting them when they keep doing these things to us, keep threatening us and backstabbing us and coming for our babies. Now he knows she wasn't no threat to him. I just feel like, start with his ass. Sister already said we help her and stuff. She need our help too. We need to find that GoFundMe. Give her $2 if you can. I'm gonna try to give her at least $2, and help her. A dollar from everybody, so she'll reach $1 million like that right there. $1.50 to be even quicker. But $2, go a long way and stuff. Let's just try to help her, cause she said she want to make an example out of this fool. And we need to help her. Somebody tell her, send his ass down south somewhere. Send his motherfucking ass down south. Shit. But let's read anyway. So, we've been reading and we just on page 87. And this right here is newspaper clippings. Yeah, did we finish the book list? Oh, we read Racial Violence in the United States, Lynching in Duluth. Oh, then we read They Were Her Property. Because, Lynching in Duluth was Isaac McGee now. And that was McGhie, not McGee. McGee is spelled different. Then I was wondering, did some black people change the spelling of their name, or did they change their name? Like Hartfield, John Hartfield. Did they break that down to John Hart? Did the Hartfield, some of them became Harts? Because, there was the Hajira of black people. Black people running for their life. Yeah, you ever hear people be like, run for your life? Black people fleeing for their life, y'all, in shock, 10,000 black people fled Tulsa in shock. Honey, they was in shock everywhere. Even where was it at? Right over here in West Superior, Wisconsin, during the lynching of Isaac McGee, Elias Clayton, and Elmer Jackson. It was black people was in Superior, Wisconsin, and black people didn't know about the lynchings in Duluth. Well, white people in Superior did. All them. It was so many people at that lynching in Duluth. It was like hundreds of them. You know, I'll get that book, check it out again, but it was a whole lot of them. They came from everywhere, you know, and for that lynching and stuff. But black people didn't know in Superior till white people made them get out. Yep. Get the fuck out now. You got 2 hours to get your things, get your baby, and get out of here. Black people ran for their life, honey. They didn't grab nothing but the baby. They didn't grab no Pampers. They didn't grab no milk, nothing. They left with no shoes on. Some of them lost their shoes, honey. They got the hell out of there. Some black women probably started breastfeeding then and there while they were walking real fast up out of Superior. I think it was Superior. We'll have to get the book and stuff. But what happened was as they got closer, to Minnesota, to Duluth, that's when they learned about the lynchings. But they was in shock. They didn't know they was in shock. Meanwhile, in Duluth, all it went back to business as usual. Yep. Irene Tuscan, the one that lied, said that 4 to 6 black men raped her, assaulted her. Her boyfriend, Jimmy Sullivan, they didn't stay together. They ended up marrying other people and I guess having babies and they own families and stuff like that. And they gave this little plaque. They got this little plaque for our brothers and stuff. You know, I want to go see it. I want to go see their plaque in Duluth and stuff, you know. And then white folks decided we ain't going to talk about it. You better not talk about it and stuff. And black people eventually, you know, subsided and let it be. And, you know, just try to be strong. And that's how it's been now. Now everybody like, oh, Minnesota nice. Living vicariously through, and that's how it was. It seemed to me like Minnesota. That's where I got the idea of and stuff. You know, Minnesota was vicariously living through the rest of the country because you know Isaac and them was like, oh, it'll never happen here. They wouldn't do them things to us. We're up north. We're in Minnesota. Minnesota's never had a history like that and stuff. So they really didn't think anything was gonna happen to them. And then the authorities claim that, you know, the same thing. Well, no, the fellas are just a little heated, you know, but they know they damn people now. They know now they mean business when they seem like 30, 50, 100, 200, 500 white men. They all riled up and stuff. Them motherfuckers knew. They knew because they had been watching it the rest of the country. Because 1919 had already happened, and I asked Chat, and they said it was like 10 months and 18 days. And, you know, and I was like, that must have been as long as Minnesota could wait. They had to experience it too. And Irene, I don't know who put her up to the lie, her or Jimmy, or maybe they concocted it from some grown folks or something. I don't know how they put these sabotages together. But they came up with the lie and stuff, and that's all it took was the lie that Irene was assaulted. But, you know, they knew it wasn't true, and it happened. Yeah, there was 3 lynchings here in Minnesota. You know, I guess it's just to say that, yeah, you was wrong. Slavery, racism is everywhere. You know, I don't know. I can't figure these people out either. They like the biggest mystery, ain't they? Who said that? Was it Bobby? Him? Said they like the biggest mystery ever. It might have been Dick Gregory. Somebody said it. Said, you know, they want to study every goddamn body. Want to know everything. Want to change everything. Want to fix everything. Know everything about everybody. Don't nobody even know nothing about them. And we don't. It's the mystery. What are they? Who are they? Who are they to us? See, that's what you got to ask yourself. Yeah, we got to ask ourselves some serious questions. You got to talk to your higher power. Yeah, but you got to seriously ask them. If you got some pastors in your family, ask them. shit, I want to call my uncle. I'm going to get around to calling him my cousin because he's a pastor and stuff, Maybe by then he be, got wind of it and stuff that, yeah, mama want to talk to you. And before I call him and stuff, he don't start with that old bullshit, because I'm just going to ask him, cousin, why y'all didn't tell her? I might just be like, why? What they teach y'all in that school? What they teach y'all in that school you went to and got your degree and stuff? I'm going to get the name of the school first. The bibliography, it's something for the Bible. You go get your degree and stuff like that. Because and I'm going to ask him seriously, what do you think about heaven? Are we supposed to go to heaven with white folks? Tell me the truth, cuz. Don't be lying. I want to know now, have you thought about these things? Do you even know? But where I'm from is some shit done happened there too. All of us probably got these same things wherever we done lived at. Sure have, honey. Yeah. Better stop lying to yourself, black people. Montgomery Advertiser. Oh, and this right here, I must say that it may be one or two accounts of the same lynching. And that's because in racial violence in Kentucky, 1865 to 1940, they said and explained that certain towns had more than one newspaper. So each newspaper was competing against each other. They would embellish the story, to get more subscribers and to sell out and get more ratings and stuff like that. So in this right here, by it being newspaper clippings, they very rude and disrespectful. First of all, I ain't gonna blame that on Ralph. We'll have to look at some of his other books. But so these right here are the newspaper clippings, and this how they spoke, about black men and black women. And so yeah, if you hear the same story, just a little different, that's just because another newspaper commented on it too. And they embellish stuff, to get more ratings and stuff like that. So yeah. Montgomery Advertiser, August the 25th, 1913. We read this, I do believe, yeah. Maybe not. Maybe it was another one. Negro half-wit is lynched. Threatened to lynch whites. Oh, yeah, he was, he was touched. And he was saying that he'll lynch white folks. And white folks lynched him. Birmingham, Alabama, August the 25th. Deputy Sheriff Dave Kennebrook, Kennebrook, today reported the lynching of Wilson Gardner, Gardner, a young Negro half-wit who was found Sunday hanging by a belt. Gardner had gone around to the homes of white miners near Kilgore, carrying a rope and threatening to hang them. This disturbed the miners, who beat the half-wit to death before hoisting his corpse to a railroad trestle. And even though he was touched, they still didn't have no mercy on him and stuff. They still looked at it. And I really can't believe that he would do that right there. I don't believe nothing that these stories say that were the excuses for the lynchings. He who controls the pen, right? Yeah. Albany Knickerbocker Press, New York. August 28, 1913. Lynched Negro cleared. Greenville, Georgia. I wonder why I said Albany, New York, if it's Greenville, Georgia. Oh, that's the press that was in New York. They were commenting on it too then. I guess everybody was commenting on these things. These lynchings. Yeah. Lynched Negro cleared. Greenville, Georgia, August 27th. Virgil Swanson, Swanson. The Negro lynched near here Monday as the murderer of L.C. Marchman, a wealthy planter, was innocent, as citizens who tried to save the Negro from the mob contended. Swanson's innocence was proved today when Walter Brewster, Brewster, another Negro, was arrested and confessed that he killed Marchman in a dispute about rent. And it was self-defense. That was self-defense. What happened to him? Montgomery Advertiser, August 28, 1913. Negro shot after striking merchant who dirtied him. Jennings, Louisiana, August 27th. James Comeaux, Comeaux, a Negro, was lynched by a mob here early today. He was taken from his cell in the jail sometime after midnight, shot to death, and his body left lying at the jail door. Comeaux had been arrested for striking A.W. Joseph, an Italian merchant who had swept dirt on the Negro's shoes while the latter was passing the Italian store. Birmingham News, September the 4th, 1913. White women seek clemency for Negro slated to die. Yeah. White women seek clemency for Negro slated to die. Atlanta, September the 1st. Attorney R.G. Dickerson of Homerville appeared before the prison commission today and made a strong appeal for commutation of the sentence of Lige Lane, Ligelane, a Clinch County Negro, from death to life imprisonment. Lane was convicted of criminal assault upon a white woman. The lawyer declared there were grave doubts as to Lane's guilt and that there was a strong probability of mistaken identification on the part of the woman. The most unusual feature of the plea for commutation was the filing of a petition in behalf of the Negro, signed by 95% of the white women of Homerville. So was he half-wit too? I wonder. This was 1913. We're going to see. But then, the one story of Harriet Tubman when she saved Charles Nails, and Charles had escaped slavery and went to New York, and his master found out where he was at because he couldn't read and write, and he had somebody to write a letter for him, and they wrote the letter, but they went and told his master where he was at, so they sent for him and stuff. But Harriet Tubman was there visiting her cousin in Troy, New York, and her and the people there, because Charles had been there for a long time, and he had built up a reputation, had been working for like 10 years or 2 years or whatever. I think it said 10 years. And people loved him and stuff, and he went to the bread house and they captured him. So I wonder if it was, kind of like that and stuff. And they helped save him. All of them went to get Charles Nails. Oh, honey, they fought for Charles. They were back and forth. It was touch and go a couple of times, honey. They white folk kept snatching him. But, honey, they kept snatching him back. Harriet kept coming through. Harriet was coming through. Yes, honey, I'm going to have to tell you about it sometime. Yep, and, they was able to save Charles. Yeah, honey, Harriet came through with Charles like a football. Do you hear me? And they got him to Canada. He lived a long life, got married, had some babies, and he moved back to where he was from, where that happened at. He was so happy that they saved him, and they was too. But it was black and white people that saved Charles. Yeah, because the people he worked it for and stuff, they loved him too. The people in that little town loved him and stuff. The black people that was there, the free black people that were there, they loved him and knew him. Charles was an escaped slave. So, his master sent back for him. But yeah, it said right here, 95% of the women were white. Made me wonder, was he slow? Lige? We'll have to do some research and see. Birmingham News, September 23rd, 1913. Impertinent question. Louisville, Kentucky. Yep. What it say? Louisville, Kentucky. My father's from Kentucky. My daddy family from Kentucky. There's some of them in Louisville right now. Henry Crosby, Crosby, a Negro, yesterday entered the farmhouse of Mrs. J.C. Carroll of Parkinsville and asked her whether her husband was home. The woman, frightened by this question, grabbed up her infant, and ran to a nearby house. Officers searching for Crosby this morning found his body hanging from the limb of a tree. White women. It's white women always. And they now, right today now, act like ain't no thing happened, honey. They ain't no word or a whisper about no amendments, no making no amends, no trying to right this wrong. Can we talk about it? Can we at least critique what happened? Can we share a little history of what went on, what happened? Get some healing for me and for you, for our babies we done had together. Nothing. Matter of fact, they still choosing bullshit that's speaking just like this. That's why they out there now, because they done chose the same bullshit. Now they know what Make America Great Again was. They knew. Yeah, they know exactly how the white man feel about the black man. He can't stand it. They still hate that you got away. Letter to the editor of the Montgomery Advertiser, November 6, 1913. Lynchings decline. 1913. Editor of the Advertiser. At the end of 6 months of the present year, there had been 24 cases of lynchings. At the end of 10 months, November the 1st, there had been 45 lynchings. A reduction of 4 as compared with the same period in 1912. In 10 months, as stated above, 45 persons have been put to death by mob law. A reduction of the number by 4. Though small, means something in the way of a higher civilization. Booker T. Washington. I don't know what he mean by that, but that didn't mean that they motherfucking ass was reaching a higher education, did it? Or a higher level of humanity and civilization, did it? Because I beg to differ. Yes, I demand to differ. More like it. Seattle Times, March 31st, 1914. I'm just saying, I love Booker T. Washington too. I forgive him too. I forgive all of them. I just hope they forgive themselves. I need for us to forgive us, Black America, for being so gullible and for being so naive and trusting of white folks. It's okay to forgive us and start focusing on us now. We done forgave them enough. Ain't nothing gonna happen to them. We ain't doing nothing to them. We just gonna call it like it is and get the hell away from them. Find our true safe place, and that's away from white folks. You're lucky you still got your sanity, Black America. What little bit you do got, you better go on and start detoxing everything, especially that sugar. Yeah. Colored woman is hanged. Yeah, and we wasn't no safer. No, we wasn't safe. Black women wasn't no safer. Nope. We just knew to stay out of the way. We stayed at home. Our men and stuff, they went out. We stayed at home. We kept the babies at home. They didn't want us outside. Sure, they didn't want us nowhere outside where these white motherfucking clanimals was at. And they know. Because black people wouldn't even know about no race riot and nothing. Black people were just caught. In them other books, black people were caught in the race riots, in the massacres. Didn't even know. Honey, white folk were coming by the hundreds. They went from like 50. They were jumping huge numbers. They were like started at 50. It might start like 10 white men. Before you know it, it'd be 50. Then it'd be 250. Then it'd be 500. Then it'd be 900, 1,000. Then it's like 5,000. Then they'd be like, wow, 10,000 white people were at the lynching. That's how it escalated. And honey, white folk, when them men were coming around them corners and stuff, and they see the bus, the trolley train, or whatever them little bitty trains is, and they didn't have doors on them, cause they just a little Charlie train, when it's getting real, you see that video like on San Francisco or something like that, the trolley, when it get ready to stop, you just jump off of it. Well, white men, honey, will come around the corner, honey, and they flip the whole train over. Yeah. If they see a black person inside of it and stuff, that's how they were doing. They were just destroying everything. I'm just like, That wasn't no lie. It wasn't no lie. Colored woman is hanged. Muskogee, Oklahoma, March the 31st. Marie Scott. That's her name. Don't forget it. Marie Scott, a Negro woman, was taken from the Wagner County Jail early today and hanged to a telephone pole. A mob of at least a dozen armed men overpowered the jailer. A one-armed man threw a rope over the screaming woman's head, dragged her out of her cell, and strung her up a block from the jail. Marie Scott was charged with driving a knife into the heart of Lemuel Peace, a youthful white man who, in company of other young white men, had gone to the Negro quarter of Wagner last Saturday night. His ass was trying to rape her again. Yep, that's what it was. Yep, that's what the hell it was. Boston Guardian, April 30th, 1914. Negro youth mutilated for kissing a white girl. Teach your sons, black people. Teach your sons and your daughters. I know they're going to do whatever they want to do, but you're going to have to get down with the nitty gritty. You're going to have to get down with the savage, the ravishness, and make this a part of our life so that they understand that now you can't be more than friends. You cannot be more than friends. You cannot be more than co-workers. Not no more. Things have changed now. You know, if they want to do those things and stuff, then it's time for us to start saying, okay, then get your tubes tied. Do not procreate. Yep, just decide do not procreate. Whose genes need to live on? Who genes need to live on? I'm just saying, we'll read some of it. This is our Black Bible, in case you don't know. I know you got your King James Version, you got your NIV, and all them other Bibles and stuff. And some of you got your Qurans, and you got all your white man Bibles and stuff, and that's fine. But now you need to have the black man Bible right here. You see your own Jesus? Can you see your own Jesus? You see your own Jesus right there? That's Willie Brown. Yeah, that's Willie Brown. That's your own Jesus. You don't need to wait on Cesario Borgio no more. Yeah, I don't think none of y'all asses calling Simeon Toko. For all of y'all talking about, we know Jesus black. What's his name then? Simeon Toko or Simeon Begangu. It's another one too. His name's Simeon too. I'm just saying, what's Black Jesus' name then? Yahushua, Yahweh, them and stuff. Well, now you got some more. For real. That lived. You can't find his body anymore, but he lived. He lived. There was a whole lot of them. You can't find their bodies because they just burned them to ashes. But you see the killing under, you see that cross under him? See that wood? There's your Black Jesus right there. Now, who decided who need to live on? Him or these white men behind him that's doing it? You think they need to live on? Huh? You think a black woman need to be with any one of them, their grandson, their great-grandson, their great-great-grandson, their great-great-great-great-grandson? Do you think any black woman need to be with any of their descendants? No. Hell the fuck no. They never should have. So in that question right there, who need to live on? You think they ass need to live on? That's who you think need to live on? Oh, it don't matter? Yeah, it don't matter, Faye. They just gonna get together and have babies and stuff. Fucking sell out. Willie supposed to live on. Willie is supposed to live on. So yeah, you got some decisions to make, Black America. You need to decide who, it's just simple. And, at this point and stuff, if your kids be like, well, I don't care, Face. I'm going to marry her anyway. I love Sabrina. I love Karen. I'm going to marry Brad anyway. Then get your tubes tied. If you're not going to do the work, you and Karen, you and Brad, you and Ken, whoever the fuck y'all is and stuff, y'all peoples, your brainwashed ass, and they is hiding their secretive ass and stuff, But if you not gonna really face the truth of what happened to us. And the bottom line, y'all, is having babies. Having babies. Who need to live on between these? Who need to live on? If you and your white partner is not going to discuss that, who need to live on into the future? I know you want to have some babies together. I know you want to have some babies. I know that woman going to want to have some babies, whether she's white or black, because there's mother instinct. And women do want to have babies and experience motherhood. You can't deny that. But in this case right here, historically, you know, and futurely, who need to live on? If you're going to be with a white person, you're going to have to discuss this and decide. If we are going to have some babies, we're going to have to teach them babies that my people, my genes need to live on. We're going to have to teach our little mixed little girl and little boy to get with black people and, you know, so that I can live on forever. I can live on, you know, because if they grow up and get with a white person, the white people going to live on. That's what white folks doing now. Y'all don't know. And black folks helping them talking about, yeah, Brad makes me feel so safe. White folks don't weaponize interracial relationships. Yeah, because they scared they're going to die out. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson said they scared they're going to die out. Then last night I seen something that said by 2042. Yep, white folks ain't, they're going to be a minority, the minority by 2042. So yeah, white folks using every means they can, honey, so they can strengthen their numbers up. And see, they ain't having babies fast enough. But black women getting with white men, oh yeah, it's giving them a couple of 100,000 or whatever. I don't know. Shit, I didn't know y'all was this deep with interracial relationships like you is. But I digress. I'm just saying. Shit, black woman, black man. Where your loyalty at? Oh, it don't matter, face. These babies can get married to whoever they want to get married to. Your ass just scared to say anything to your white partner. So shut the hell up, because you ain't taking it serious anyway. Who need to live on? Shit. Half of you ain't. No, I can't mention that to her. How's that going to sound? How the fuck you mean? How's it going to sound? Shit. Ask her ass. Shit, then you going to know. And if she be like, no, Tyrone, we're going to let our children fall in love and marry whoever they want to love. That's telling your black ass that no, we ain't finna make sure your ass live on. We going to give them the choice to decide. And then, you know, when they go around their white family stuff, they're going to be teaching with their racist motherfucking ass. Yes, get you a savior. Now, see, we can go out and eat every Sunday if you like, because we got a white man. We have one of ours, you know. We have luxury and finance, and we travel, and we go on vacation, and yes, we can do those things. You know, I think that's why some of these white women are bitter today. Cause the black man done fucked them over too. Done left their ass with all these kids and shit. They ain't coming around. They ain't paying bills. They ain't paying child support. They cheating. Got other families and shit. Then when you get on up in age and stuff, you know, you ain't got no money. You ain't going on vacation and shit. It's hard. Shit, you got these babies. You don't like the projects. You don't like the hood, the ghetto and shit. Oh, I wish I'd have chose Tom. You know, I'm just saying. Shit. So yeah, I'm like, you shouldn't have did this shit. Get down. Y'all the one fake the funk like you really love black men and stuff, you know. But now we seeing a whole new era coming up and stuff. If they find themselves back together again, and they is at the expense of you, black people, yeah, at the expense of you, white folks finna find themselves back to, you know, yeah, being together and being over black people again. I don't know how that's going to be, all of y'all that's done married into, you know, outside of the race. If you're going to be the new, I don't know, the slave mama, I guess. Because when Karen kicked the door in and come up in there, and Brad, his punk ass ain't going to fight for you and them kids. He going to tell you, well, sissy, you know I love you. Karen's back. And yeah, you'll be the second wife. And Karen's back. And Karen gonna be like, so you and them little rug rats, baby kids, ain't that what you call them? Get y'all asses back there in that field. And there your ass go. Big ass house. Yeah, you got your mini mansion, all right. I'm just saying, you don't know how these folks be thinking and stuff. Yeah, probably. I don't think too much. Shit, I'm just thinking. Shit, I ain't thinking enough. Cause if I was, I've been told y'all, yeah, what's going on. I sure would have. Get your ass down. Let's read because we almost done. But woof. Marshall, Texas, April 29th. Because he is alleged to have hugged and kissed a white girl, daughter of a farmer, Charles Fisher. I knew someone by the name Fisher too. Charles Fisher, a Negro youth, was recently badly mutilated by a mob near here. And he was young. He was a baby practically. He was a youth. According to Sheriff Sanders and County Health Officer Taylor, the mob sheared off the youth's ears, slit his lips, and mutilated him in other ways below the belt. He was a youth. He was young. You got to teach your children, teach your sons and your daughters. Teach your sons and your daughters. Now the lynchings and stuff that's happening now and stuff, we ain't seen all these mutilations and stuff. We ain't seen no mutilations and stuff. New York Age, April 30th, 1914. Was powerless to aid sister who was raped and lynched. Clovis, New Mexico. I guess it's NM. I don't know what that is. North something, I don't know. April 27th. The brother of the young colored girl who was lynched by a mob, a young girl who was lynched by a mob of white ruffians near Wagner, Oklahoma a few weeks ago, passed through this town on his way to Mexico. He gave a pathetic account of the lynching to colored citizens here. The young man's sister was but 17 years old and of respectable parents. Two half-drunken white men walked into their home during the absence of the mother and found the girl dressing, locked themselves into her room, and criminally assaulted her. Her screams for help were heard by her brother, who, kicking down the door, went to her rescue. In defending his sister, he shot one of the brutes. The other one escaped. Later in the evening, the local authorities, failing to find the brother, arrested the sister, who was taken from jail by a mob at 4:00 in the morning and lynched. From his hiding place, the brother, who was 21 years old, could hear his sister's cries for help. But he was powerless to aid her. The shock, y'all. The shock. Move. Get your ass down. And he had to live with that. The shock, the trauma. Montgomery Advertiser, May the 8th, 1914. Shoe thief suspect lynched. Groveton, Georgia, May the 7th. Charlie Jones, a Negro, was taken from two officers near here late last night by a number of white men and lynched. It is said that Jones was suspected of having shoplifted a pair of shoes. Atlanta Constitution, July 1st, 1914. Two accidentally killed in swamp hunt for Negro. Shaw, Mississippi, June 30th. A member of the posse hunting for Jack Farmer, Negro, was accidentally shot and killed by a fellow member of the posse early today. Fred Young mistook James Jolly, a fellow posse man, for Farmer as they were both pushing their way through a swamp here where it is believed Farmer was hiding. Because black men, they hung. They hid in swamps and stuff to get away. And it was in one of the movies. Was it 12 Years of Slave? One of the movies, the black man, Django maybe. The black man ran to the swamp and he didn't think they were gonna kill him. And they couldn't go in the swamp and get him. They were scared to go in the swamp and get him. And they shot him. They told him to come out of the swamp or they were gonna shoot him dead and stuff. And he didn't come out of the swamp and they did. Shot him in the head. This is the second life sacrificed in the hunt for Farmer. The second life in the hunt for Farmer, who is wanted for fatally shooting Earl Chase, a leading citizen of this county. The other death was that of Jenny Collins, Collins. That's Jennie, Collins, a Negro woman who was alleged to have assisted Farmer in his flight. Atlanta Constitution, July 15, 1914. Negro hanged as mural thief. Lake Cormorant, Cormorant, Mississippi, July 13. James Bailey, Bailey, a Negro, was hanged today by a mob of about 20 masked men. He had been accused of the theft of 3 mules. Galveston, Texas, news. October 15, 1914. Angleton, Texas, October 30. Governor Colquitt today commuted the sentence of Negro James Durfee, Durfee, a convicted murderer, from death to life imprisonment. Local citizens, enraged at the action of the chief executive, formed in a mob, secured Durfee from the jailhouse, and strung him up until he died of suffocation. Oh, St. Paul printed this story. St. Paul Pioneer Press, November 26, 1914. I guess there's some St. Paul's in other states too. I don't know. Negro and wife hanged, suspected of barn burning. Byhalia, Mississippi. That's Byhalia. Byhalia, Mississippi, November 25th. Fred Sullivan, a Negro, and his wife, accused of burning a barn on a plantation near Byhalia, were hanged today by a mob which forced a deputy sheriff and his posse to watch the lynching. New York Herald. December 6, 1914. Would-be chicken thief. Spartansburg, South Carolina, December the 5th. For the crime of crawling under the house of a white citizen with the intention of stealing chickens, Willie Green, a young Negro, was lynched Thursday night by a mob at Cowards, a rural settlement near here. By a mob at Cowards. That's right, Cowards. Cowards. A rural settlement near here. The Cleveland Gazette, December 13, 1914. LA Negro is burned alive screaming, "I didn't do it." Shreveport, Louisiana, December 12th. Charred remains of Watkins Lewis, Watkins Lewis. The third Negro to die at the hands of mobs as the result of the murder of Charles Hicks, postmaster at Sylvester, Louisiana, last week, were found today near Sylvester, bound to a tree with coils of wire. The burning of Lewis makes a total of 8 lynchings in this parish in the last year. 5 Negroes haven't been put to death in the last 10 days. Toby Lewis and Monroe Lewis were lynched last week for their alleged parts in the Hicks murder. Stories here tonight tell of a mob of 200 white men formed in the outskirts of Sylvester last night. Lewis, cringing with fear, was taken from the jail here, placed in a motor car, and whirled to the mob. Not a word was spoken as the little cavalcade formed. Not a word was spoken as the little cavalcade formed. Cavalcade, and with the Negro in the center marched to a great tree near the Texas line. Lewis was bound to the trunk. Fallen trees and branches were heaped about him. Before the fire was lighted, Lewis repeatedly was asked to confess his part in the crime or to divulge the hiding place of a large sum of money said to have been stolen from the postmaster's store. "I didn't do it," he screamed as the flames leaped about him. When the fire enveloped him, the mob dispersed. Today, the town of Sylvester was quiet. They weren't feeling no remorse about what they did to him. They wouldn't. It was like, when you eat after a holiday, you eat so good and you be so full, just stuffed. And you be so full and you be like, "Oh, I'm so full, this gonna last me for a whole year till this holiday come around again." And then here 2 hours later, your ass in there eating again. I mean, that's how it was with them after the lynchings. It was like it's been satiated. The fiend has been calmed, and yeah, we just so full and stuffed. And that's how it was after the lynchings. That's why I was quiet, because they was like sleeping it off. Chicago Tribune, December the 31st, 1914. 1914 lynchings show rise. Lynchings show rise. The number of lynchings in 1914 shows a small increase over that of 1913, being 54, as compared with 48 in 1913 and 64 in 1912. The following table showing the annual number during the last 30 years may be of general interest. And then it's got the years here. And the lowest year was 1914 with 54 lynchings. 1865 started out with 184 lynchings. 1865, the book Racial Violence in Kentucky. 1865 to 1940, that book was talking about these 184 lynchings. Yeah. New York World, February 18, 1915. Another Florida lynching. Tampa, Florida. February the 17th, John Richards, a Negro, was lynched by a mob near Spar, Florida last night. Sparr. He is said to have insulted a white woman. Chicago Defender, February 31st, 1915. Negro shot dead for kissing his white girlfriend. Cedar Keys, Florida, February 26th. Young Reed, Negro of Kissimmee, was shot to death by a white mob at Wednesday noon after he had been seen kissing a white woman named Belle Mann, Bellemann, with whom he had been keeping company for the past 2 years. See, white women had always been sleeping with black men. But when they got caught, that's when they said that they were raped. When someone suspected it. I don't know why black men just hadn't been telling me. We've been sleeping together all of this time. I'd have been hollering at the top of my lungs. All y'all motherfuckers die right now that if you cut anything off of me. I hope you turn the ashes right here, right now. For 2 whole years, Reed was kissing Miss Mann goodbye when he was seen by a group of white men. The men seized him, beat him unmercifully, and placed him in jail. Shortly thereafter, a lynching party was formed, and Reed was shot to death. Local men of the Negro race have sworn to burn down the homes of white men living with colored women to avenge the death of Reed. I don't know if it happened or not. Atlanta Constitution. April the 18th, 1915. Charged with stealing meat. Valdosta, Georgia. Valdosta, Georgia. That's where KJ. That's where KJ was murdered at. You know he was wrapped up in that blanket in that school mat. Yep. Kendrick Johnson. You know he was found wrapped up in that school mat that you be flipping on and stuff. They're in jail. Said he was looking for his shoe, but he wasn't. I had followed it then years ago, many years ago. And I had followed it and stuff. And so many people had his body from the school when he was in the mat to when they actually got him. And then some of his organs were missing. He had bruises on him. The shoes had blood on them. The two white boys that he had been, you know, they had been football players on the team and stuff, and they had already had some words with each other. But one of them boys, their father, somebody, Sheriff Hines and stuff, it was a cover up in my opinion. You know, I had followed that. And then they said that about his organs being missing, y'all. They stuffed him with newspaper. Stuffed him with newspaper. I did a little research on that. They said that it was common practice to stuff deceased people with newspaper or sand. To stuff their bodies with newspaper or sand. But what the fuck are you even cutting the organs out for anyway? What are we missing here? Because his family didn't authorize his organs to be taken. So, yeah, you know, that was the same place, Valdosta, Georgia. Yep. April 17th. Caesar Sheffield. Caesar. Sheffield. A Negro prisoner in the town jail at Lake Park was taken from the prison last night and shot to death by unknown parties. No trail has been found of the slayers. Sheffield was arrested yesterday, charged with stealing meat from the smokehouse of Elder B. Herring, Herring, and put in jail to await trial. The prison was forced open by unknown parties, and cries were heard from the Negro about 9 o'clock last night. Moses Oppenheim, Oppenheim, who went to investigate the cries, was driven back by shots fired in his direction and was unable to identify the men who were making off with the prisoner. Sheffield's body was found this morning in a field near the railroad station at Lake Park. Kansas City Journal, Missouri. September the 9th, 1915. Lynched on second attempt. Dresden, Tennessee. September the 8th. Mally Wilson. Mallilson. Mally Wilson, a Negro charged with having entered a room occupied by a white woman, was hanged by a mob at Greenfield, Tennessee, early Saturday, according to a dispatch from Greenfield. The Negro was taken from the jail earlier in the night and preparations made to lynch him. The husband of the woman, however, refused to act as executioner, and Wilson was returned to jail. Later, the mob reassembled, took the Negro and hanged him. Chicago Defender, December 18, 1915. Rape, lynch Negro mother. Columbus, Mississippi, December 17. Thursday a week ago, Cordella Stevenson, Cordella Stevenson, Cordella Stevenson was found early in the morning hanging to a limb of a tree without any clothing, dead. She had been hung Wednesday night after a mob had visited her cabin, taken her from her husband, and lynched her after they had maltreated her. The body was found about 50 yards north of the Mobile and Ohio Railroad. And the thousands and thousands of passengers that came in and out of this city last Thursday morning were horrified at the sight. She was hung there from the night before by a bloodthirsty mob who had gone to her home, snatched her from slumber, and dragged her through the streets without any resistance. They carried her to a far-off spot, did their dirt, and then strung her up. Several months ago, the barn of Gabe Frank White was burned. The son of Mrs. Stevenson was suspected of the burning. Although Mrs. Stevenson and her husband Arch are regarded as hardworking people, having worked for the same employer 11 years, their son is rewarded as shiftless. Mrs. Stevenson was brought to the police station and questioned on the possibility that her son might have set fire to Frank's barn. Miss Stevenson said her son had left home several months prior to the burning, and she did not know his whereabouts. Convinced of her truthfulness, the police turned her loose and she went home. Nothing more was thought of the case until Thursday morning. They had gone to bed early as usual, and after hearing a knock at the door, according to Art Stevenson, the woman's husband, who ran all the way in town after the mob has taken his wife. According to Art Stevenson, the woman's husband, who had ran all the way in town after the mob had taken his wife. Before he could answer the knock, the mob had broken the door down and seized his wife, putting rifles to his head and threatening him if he moved. At the first opportunity, he ran amid the hail of bullets. After telling his story, he left for parts unknown. The mob took the woman about 10 o'clock at night. After that, no one knows exactly what happened. The condition of the body showed plainly that she had been maltreated. Sheriff Bell telephoned to Justice of the Peace McKellar and told to hold an inquest. He was out of town and didn't return to Thursday night. The body was left hanging in view of the morbid crowd that came to gaze at it until Friday morning, when it was cut down and the inquest held. The jury returned a verdict that she came to death at the hands of persons unknown. It was the same old verdict that all Southern juries return in the cases of this kind. The United States is sending missionaries to teach the heathen. Ford had gone to Europe with his peace party. Ministers preach on the good to humanity. But here in the South, the same dastardly crimes are committed, and no one volunteers to raise his voice against such a crime committed against a member of the race. But retribution comes to all. Belgium robbed the black people of the Congo states of their ivory and rubber and sold for gold the laborers of these well-meaning people. If their work was not up to what the Belgians thought it should be, an arm was cut off or some other cruelty imposed. Now Belgium is suffering. The day of reckoning has come, so it will be with this country. As they sow, so shall they reap. Today, the businessmen are trying their hardest to get into South America, and the Latin countries are only going to allow them in under certain conditions. Race discrimination and lynchings will find no upholders there. The people there brand the Americans as lynchers, and it will be hard for the Americans to convince them otherwise. They can't convince me otherwise either. They better not be able to convince y'all asses that they not lynchers, because they are. Philadelphia Inquirer, January 3rd, 1916. Blacks lynched for remark, which may have been hello. Could have just been a simple word like hello. Bet they tried to greet some white woman. Let's read. Hartwell, Georgia, January 2nd. 2 Negroes were lynched and a Negro woman was badly beaten as a result of a remark to a white girl in Anderson County, South Carolina, according to reports received here tonight. The 3 Negroes were riding in a buggy when they passed the girl. One of the men made a remark to the white girl at which she took offense. She reported the encounter to a group of white men who quickly caught up with the blacks, lynched the men, beat the woman, and ordered her out of the state in shock. Reports concerning the nature of the allegedly insulting remark are conflicting. Officials of Georgia County say that one of the Negro men yelled out, "Hello, sweetheart." The Negro woman asserts that all they said was hello. That's all they said. Well, now, they ain't got to worry about us talking to their motherfucking asses. Atlanta Constitution, January 3rd, 1916. Negro church and lodges burned after 6 lynchings. Blakely, Georgia, Blakely, January 2nd. While no more attempts have been made on the lives of Negroes since last week's outbreak, in which 6 Negroes were killed, reports reached here today that a Negro church building in the western part of this Early County was burned last night. Some half dozen lodge buildings have been burned since angry whites went out to avenge the death of Henry J. Villipegue. There's Villipigue, Villipegue, an overseer residing in the western part of the county. But until last night, Negro churches, it was said, had been spared. Villipegue was murdered by Negroes for having whipped one of them, according to statements by neighbors. Micah Ulysses Goolsby, Goolsby, Negroes accused of complicity in Villipegue's death generally are believed to have escaped from the county. John T. Beasley, Beasley, of Blakely, left here last night from Montgomery, Alabama, on hearing reports that the Negroes had gone there. A deputy sheriff was expected to follow him later. Idlers in and around the courthouse square late today were given a surprise when a pistol dropped from the hand of a man who had been using it to illustrate the part he said he had taken in the hunt for Negroes last week. One cartridge of the pistol exploded, the ball going through the fleshy part of the leg of the narrator. No one else was hurt. New York Herald, January 22nd, 1916. I guess this is it after this. We're going to go process this. Yeah, we doing good. New York Herald, January 22nd, 1916. 5 lynched in Georgia. Sylvester, Georgia, Friday. The bullet-riddled bodies of 5 Negroes found hanging from a tree near Starkville, Georgia, today increased the total of Negroes lynched in that section to 14 within the last 5 weeks. The victims of the latest lynching were accused by a mob of having knowledge of the killing of Sheriff Moreland of Lee County. 4 of the victims were of one family, Felix Lake and his 3 sons, Frank, Dorr, and Major. The 5th victim was Rodius Seymour. That's Rodius Seamore. Atlanta Constitution, February 23rd, 1916. All 5 lynched Negroes were guiltless, says Keith. Tifton, Georgia. That's Tifton, Georgia. February 22nd. Jim Keith, sentenced to a life term in prison for complicity in the killing of Sheriff Moreland of Lee County, talked freely of the crime today as he was carried to Richmond County to begin serving his term. He declared that Rodius Seymour and Old Man Lake and his 3 sons, who were lynched last month for Sheriff Moreland's death, were entirely guiltless. This fact is now generally believed. While fleeing from the place where he shot Moreland, Keith said he stopped at the home of the Lakes because it was the first Negro house in reach. The old man was gone and did not get back until a few minutes before the posse came. Keith had no opportunity to tell him about the trouble, and Old Man Lake did not know that Keith was wanted by the officers, Keith said. Atlanta Constitution, February 7, 1917. Keith acquitted by jury. Sylvester, Georgia, February the 6th. Jim Keith, a Negro who charged with the murder of Sheriff Moreland of Lee County on December 18, 1915, was saved by Worth County officials from a mob which lynched 5 other Negroes for the crime. Was acquitted by a white jury in Superior Court here last night. At his first trial here a year ago, Keith was convicted on the theory that he was in a conspiracy which resulted in the murder of the Lee County Sheriff and was given a life term. Further evidence, however, has led to the general belief that another Negro who escaped is the murderer. Keith, in January of 1916, was removed from the Worth County Jail and carried to a place of safety shortly before a mob, supposedly from Lee County, took 5 innocent Negroes to Starksville in Lee County and there lynched them. Editorial from the New York Times, February 12, 1917, the aftermath. A Georgia sheriff was murdered something over a year ago. Naturally, there was an intense excitement in Worth County where the crime was committed and of the 6 Negroes who were arrested. 5 were promptly hanged by the mob. The 6th, Jim Keith, chanced to be rescued from the lynchers. Much to their indignation, he was put on trial and convicted of complicity in the murder, but not of actual participation in it. And he was sentenced to imprisonment for life. Recently, some new facts came to light, and in the second trial that was accorded to Keith because of their importance, not only was he cleared by the jury of having any hand at all in the killing, but it was also proved that the 5 Negroes who were lynched were equally guiltless. And I think we'll stop there tonight. Well, I think so. Yeah, I think I talked more than I read tonight. I'm going to talk less and read more. And soon I ain't going to be saying nothing, just reading. You ain't going to know what I'm thinking about, how I'm thinking. So when I'm just going to come on in and just start reading. Because it is. These is our people right here. All of them. We forgot so many. You know, we were going to forgive them like this, honey. We were going to end up like this. They all would have told us, you get that white woman out of this house right now. Chattanooga Times, February 13, 1918. No, I'm not going to read that. I'm not going to read it. Blood-curdling lynching witnessed by 2,000 persons. 2,000 people. Negro veteran lynched for refusing to doff uniform. Now what, white people try to make him take off his uniform? And he was a soldier. Private William Little. Yep, Private William Little. And wasn't that Malcolm maiden name? Malcolm Little? Malcolm Little. Yep. Blakely, Georgia. He gonna be the last one. Yep. Blakely, Georgia. April the 4th. When Private William Little, a Negro soldier returning from the war, arrived at the railroad station here several weeks ago, he was encountered by a band of whites. The whites ordered him to doff his army uniform and walk home in his underwear. Now, how motherfucking sick and depraved. Anything to take y'all manhood from you. Anything. Pull up your pants. Walk straight. Stay sober. Love those who love you. Have some humanity and compassion. Again, black man, you got to do it. You got to do it. Yep. Walk home in his underwear. Several other whites prevailed upon the hoodlums to leave Little alone, and he was permitted to walk home unmolested. Little continued to wear his uniform over the next few weeks. as he had no other clothing. Anonymous notes were sent to him, warning him not to wear his army uniform too long and advising him to leave town if he wished to sport around in khaki. Little ignored the notes. Yesterday, Private Little was found dead on the outskirts of this city, apparently beaten by a mob. He was wearing his army uniform. He still wouldn't take it off. He wouldn't take it off. So yeah, you see, Black America, we got a lot of work to do, a lot of soul searching to do. Don't be scared. Don't be weary. You know, we here for a reason. We survived all of this hell so that we can still be standing at the end of this. This hole that's being dug for us. Yeah, and everybody gonna let it happen too. Everybody gonna let it happen. I just hope them countries that tried to help us in the past should help us now. Shit, we got holes to dig, buses to push. I mean, I'm just saying. Shit, you tried to send us $1 million, a couple of them did. And the United States said, hell no. Well, now, China, if y'all were one of them and Cuba was one of them, because, you know, I think Brazil or something, whoever they was, send us our money now that y'all were going to help us with. The gift that y'all had for us. Because America still ain't giving us no resources that we need so that we can prepare for us and we can get ourselves, you know, to a place where we can prosper and sustain, maintain us at least. So, you know, yeah, y'all want to send us that money again, please do. Yeah, I ain't saying send it to me and I'll disperse it to everybody and stuff, but maybe send it to Farrakhan, you know, and Farrakhan will disperse it to all of our organizations that's really sincere. Now, I want to have a hand in that. Now, because a lot of these motherfuckers out here don't deserve a dime or a dollar, Farrakhan, and don't you give them none. Don't you give them nothing. Now you want to give that money to those that's doing the work for our ancestors. Ain't no backbiting. Ain't none of that. No half-stepping. So, you know, I just want folks to know that, you know, yeah, don't look at us as the enemy because we ain't done nothing to nobody. If anybody done some damage and devastation, and I'm going to tell you who it is right here. Yeah, Black America, you is in a new awakening. You is in your second awakening. Your first one was when your ass got off the plantation. That was supposed to have been your first awakening. And, you know, we got off, you know, the plantation and stuff. We built up our Black Wall Streets. We did good with that first awakening and stuff. But, you know, it really wasn't seen as an awakening, though. It was just us, you know, stepping into our own, finally being free. You know, this right here was our official awakening. And now we in another reawakening. But see, the world is waking up too. Animals are waking up. Yep, animals are waking up. The world is waking up. But we are in our second awakening. So we can't sleep through this. No, we can't sleep through the apocalypse, Black America. I'm just saying, don't sleep through the motherfucking apocalypse. Please don't. Because you don't know what you're going to be under if you do. You don't know. Don't nobody want to take the place of Black people in America. Don't nobody want to be oppressed and looked at like you just worthless, you're lazy, you ain't got nothing, you know. Because if we rise, somebody, that's what Dr. Claude Anderson said, somebody got to get on the bottom. So don't nobody want that to be them. So everybody will condone it. But hell, why anybody got to be on the bottom? Dude that was in the other country that's telling MAGA that they some motherfucking fools, you know, and stuff. He said that it ain't even no homeless people where they at. Yep, he said even the poor people got homes. They got free health care. You know, he was saying that, you know, America sold us out, sent all our jobs over there and shit like that and stuff, you know, took everything that we had for us and our future and sent it over there to them, China. Sent it over there to them, and he was like, yeah, they made money. He said they made a whole lot of money off of America. Because he said that Americans, them motherfuckers ain't been doing nothing but getting rich. Yep. Everything they sold over there and that profit they made, they put it in their pockets. He said, but over there, he said they were building their roads. They were building houses for they people that didn't have income and stuff like that. He said they were building up their economy, you know, the education, building up so people can have free health care. They were using the profit. These motherfuckers over here, honey, they ass just rolling in money, just taking baths in money. Ain't touched no water whatsoever, water or rag. Ain't touched neither one. Just spraying on Gucci, putting on, flipping that wrist right there, and, you know, tighten my cuff up for me and stuff. Ain't touched water or rag. Ain't sharing nothing with the American people. White folks either. White folks ain't finna know what to do. They finna feel like they losing they slaves all over again. Yep. And they were her property. White women were near the brink of insanity. Yep. When they had to give up their slaves and stuff because they didn't see how they were going to be able to do it. Life just couldn't go on. Like the worst heartbreak. You'd have felt like, oh, y'all were true lovers since y'all was, you know, how when a couple been together since they were like in kindergarten or some shit. Yep. And they spend their whole life together and stuff. And, you know, it's like, wow, that really is true love and stuff. You know, that's how white women were when they had to give up their slaves and stuff. They just felt like, just can't go on. They were so fragile for months. They couldn't eat, sleep, drink, nothing, bathe, take care of the kids. And then they just felt so weak and dilapidated without their slaves. Yep. Some of them probably tried to kill themselves, couldn't go on. So now they finna feel it again. Yep. You know, and the rage that came from it and stuff, because they had to lash out at somebody, you know. And yeah, they were mad at black folks because how dare you wanted to leave. And now it just seemed like, damn, you know, we got to learn what happened so it don't happen again to us. I mean, you know, I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick and tired of my people being the ones that's hurting and ain't getting no healing. I'm sick and tired of my people being the one that, what you looking at me for? Hell, I thought your ass looked like Mel Jameson, the astronaut. I mean, tell us something. Shit, you know. But yeah, let's get on up out of here. But first, I'm just going to read it real fast and stuff about some gratitude. Because, you know, I want us to go home and process this. I mean, you should be at home or wherever you're at and stuff. But don't sleep on this. Just process it. You know, before you go to sleep and stuff and get it on out of you and stuff, you know, I don't know, maybe sing you a song, meditate, burn you a candle, however you process it and stuff, you know, speak to your higher power. I talk to my ancestors and stuff, you know, and I'm processing the night's reading and stuff because I don't want to go out tomorrow and stuff here and a motherfucker look just like one of their ancestors, you know, so yeah, I like to process it myself and stuff. You know, but always process these readings and stuff, y'all, because you can't keep that on the inside of you and stuff because it'll eat you up. You'll start remembering these stories and these names and then wondering what happened to them, what happened to their families, you know. Yeah, and it's a lot. Gratitude. Always keep your gratitude, though. Gratitude shields you from negativity, makes you at least 25% happier. Gratitude rewires your brain, eliminates stress, and it heals you too. Gratitude improves sleep, boosts self-esteem and performance, and it enhances law of attraction, and it improves your relationships. Gratitude, just be thankful. Be thankful. You get so much when you just being thankful. You know, I'm just saying for you, ain't nobody got to know it. Ain't nobody got to know you done said, oh, I'm so thankful, I'm so thankful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful, on purpose. There ain't nobody know you done said it 10 times in the last 30 minutes. Ain't nobody got to know it. That's between you and yourself. It's for you. Now, if you want to pass the goodness on, man, you see sister over there, you know she just so down and out and stuff. Let her know. Girl, start being grateful, honey, and watch things turn around for you. Just try it. Let's try it for 30 minutes while we working and stuff. Lunch in 30 minutes. Until lunch, let's just do our job and stuff, honey, and be thankful that lunch coming. Let's be grateful that lunch coming and stuff. And whatever else come into your mind, be grateful for it. Then when lunch comes and stuff, and y'all going to lunch and stuff, you ask the girl, did you do it? You do it, sis? Was you grateful for that little 30 minutes? How it make you feel? And tell them, now keep your eyes open because it's coming. You know, I mean, just anything. Just help us. Just help us just a little bit. Even if she come back, be like, girl, face ain't a damn thing happened. Shit, hell, I broke my cigarette or whatever. That's a good thing. Shit, hell, now you ain't smoking all them, the toxins and stuff. I'm just saying, we got to be creative with us. We so hurt and traumatized. Ain't no little bitty conversation gonna break the ice. Yeah, some of us don't say a damn thing to me about Beyonce now. I'm just saying, line dancing. I ain't ready to line dance yet. And all that two-stepping and shit here. I'm still trying to do my dance. But yeah, we can't use all them little fake superficial, conversation starters and all that gossiping and weak talk and low vibrations and shit. We got to elevate for us, for them babies you got at home. This right here, we reading exactly what happened to the black family too. Yeah. What happened? This right here wasn't enough that they did to the black family. Sure wasn't, honey. Yeah, then they had to do everything else to us too. Yeah. So just try to make sure that we live on. We gonna live on. Sure is. But keep a song in your heart too. You can switch between the two if you want to. Yeah, between gratitude and singing, honey, you got things covered. Let me tell you how. You got things covered. Because how your body reacts to singing. Your body reacts to singing. You know how you get goosebumps? When you be singing Earth, Wind, and Fire or a Barry White or anybody come, Al Green, anybody come on the radio and stuff one way. Lady, you are. Doom, doom, doom. Do, 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 do. Yeah, you get them goosebumps on your stuff. You are, before it even say anything and stuff, you tell everybody, you got to wait a minute. And everybody that know you already know that's your song. If they got something to say, they better say it real fast. Mama, your cigarette burning out. Oh, I don't know, whatever. They better say it real fast so you can put it out and stuff. But usually when I'm singing, my cigarette will burn up. Yep, when I'm singing, my cigarette will burn up because I'm too busy singing. So, hey, that's the new way to stop smoking, I think. Maybe I need to give me another component set and just keep the music going and stuff. But, I don't even buy packs no more. I still get a single, though. A single cigarette, yeah, let me get 3 singles off of you. I mean, shit, hell, I'm trying to quit smoking. But you got to be gentle with yourself. I'm just saying. For me, but I digress. Singing, y'all, singing joyful or expressive songs, y'all, it can nourish your heart, balance your emotions, y'all, and it uplifts your spirits. Oh, my. That's your heart. Yes, your heart. When you sing them joyful, expressive songs, honey, your heart is uplifted. It's like it's been rejuvenated again. It's more redder. It's stronger. Honey, them veins in your heart is sticking out like that right there. Because, see, you singing now and it's getting stronger, and it helps you. That's why it says singing, it heals your body. Your body reacts to singing. Goosebumps, that's a reaction. Yeah, when Stephanie Mills be singing Home or The Power of Love, oh, my ancestors, honey, you get goosebumps on your body and in your head and stuff, honey. You be through all your hair bands and stuff, your headbands, your hair barrettes and stuff, pull it off your damn wig. I'm just saying, shit, when it hit you like that, for real. That's why we need to get back to our music. Yeah, we need to get back to our music, honey. You see white folks out there dancing off the title. Yeah, that's what somebody said years ago and stuff, like, look at white folks dancing off the title of that song. Because somebody was like, what they dancing off of? And I don't know, I went to the comments and stuff. Shit, the comments be telling the truth. And the family was like, the title? They dancing off the motherfucking title. And I was, yeah, it's true. But you see them out there and stuff, that Wayfair commercial. Cool in the Gang on there. Oh, honey, I said, if I see one more commercial, one more song with white folks in it, I'm calling Chuck Berry. I don't give a damn. I'm calling Chuck Berry, and I'm going to tell you to dial his number. I sure am. Get our shit back from their motherfucking ass. Let them know. Hell no, you can't appropriate. You can't have nothing. This is not yours. Somebody is intending on being the next black people. You better live on. I'm just saying. And your lungs, y'all, when you singing, it helps expand the lungs and it improves your oxygen intake. See, this is for us. in my perspective. Now, this will work for everybody, I suppose. I'm just saying for us, we need to be able to hone in on these not materialistic, on these innate, these cosmic gifts. Yeah, these cosmic gifts right here. It ain't nothing you can hold. It ain't nothing you can go buy. This ain't nothing that somebody can create for you. This is inside of you. These songs, this gratitude is inside of you. I don't know how deep you got to go in there and get. I don't know if you got to put some songs on repeat. If you need help, go back to your mom and your daddy music. Don't go to your cousin music, because they're going to have your ass listening to Beyonce and Lil Wayne and all them people like that and stuff. You know, I wouldn't even say go listen to your young uncle, because he might have you listening. You might start out with, you know, Tina Marie or something, but you end up with Rick James, and before you know it, you had Boosie, and then you done went on up and stuff, and see them goosebumps and stuff done got a little thirsty, and before you know it, you done went and got a beer or, you know, or something like that. We trying to get the opposite effect from all of our, you know, our gifts and stuff. We don't want to go the other way. And, you know, I love Boosie and stuff. My sister do. I know some of his music and stuff, you know. Yeah, rather be with you. Is that him? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That's my sister music and stuff. I like my mama music. Because, you know, that right there, I could tolerate that. But at some point, she ended up going off, you know, with the music and stuff. And I could grow with it, because I know a lot of it and stuff when I hear it and stuff, but it just ain't for me. It don't give me. Some of it give me goosebumps and stuff, you know. But some of it, I be like, nah, we can fast forward that. What the next song is, you know. And it'd be like that with some of my music. People like, damn, Face, I don't want to hear Delphonic shit, you know. And I'd be like, oh, well, hell, shit. Let me put on Drew Hill for your ass. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. You want to hear some New Edition? Yeah. I mean, I like music that make me feel good and stuff. That's what we need. That's our white folks stealing. That's the music white folks stealing. They sure is. They stealing. I'm going to tell Jimmy early. Sure is. Yep. And then, you know, when you singing, it helps expand your lung and improves oxygen intake. Black people, we've been breathing like white folks. Ain't nobody told you, honey, in 3 to 5 years, your nose going to be that skinny. Gonna be that slim. Our nose need to be big so we can breathe. See? But we ain't breathing like us no more. We breathing like white folks. We eating like white folks. We thinking like white folks. We dressing like white folks. Y'all talking like white folks. Talking about yes. Face. Can you did you hear what I said? No, I'm still waiting on you to speak up. I mean, yeah, we got to change our whole lifescape. You know, like your landscape. Your mom and your grandmama and them, you know, every Christmas, every holiday, somebody's yard got to be better than somebody else, especially white folks, you know. They really go with it when they change their whole landscape from summer to winter to, yeah. That's how we're going to have to do our life. We need to do a whole new lifescape. We got to change our mentality. Stop thinking like white folks. Stop looking through a lens like white folks taught us to look. That's going to be our downfall again. Yeah, we already like ain't got no parachute. Yep. You better try to fall through some trees or something, Black America. I'm just saying. Yep. If you get yourself right, shit, you can take flight like a bird. Yeah, you dropping. You're dropping. We're spiraling. But if we get ourselves right, honey, we can lift ourselves up and take off, baby. We could do that. Yeah, honey, you ain't nothing but the cosmos manifested. I'm telling you. I don't know why everybody been so afraid to let white people know this, and we had to get the information so organically. I mean, I'm looking for everybody else that's saying the same thing. You know, I know they looking for me too, you know. But yeah, we had to get this organically because we've had all these assaults on us. Y'all know there's a book, 1,408 pages, called The American Dilemma. Yep, on Black people. I think it's Black America and Black Africa, because a page that damn big, we're going to get it. We're going to get that book, The American Dilemma, The Negro Problem and Modern Democracy 2. So is it a part 1? Or maybe this book going to be part 1 and 2. I can't even say this is a book. 1,400 pages. This is more like, I don't know, what is this? Like Project 2025 is a document. This is a document. Add that to the list now, documents. But anyway, y'all, this 1944 publication is the largest study I got on BA. Now, BA could be Black America, Black Africa. It could be for both of them. In my opinion, it's both of them because these same and similar atrocious crimes have been done to Africa too. But this right here is the largest study, and it was commissioned during the Roosevelt administration, financed by the Carnegie Foundation, and organized by a Swedish-born author. I don't know. I got Gunnar Myrtle. I don't know if that's him or not, but we're going to find out. Yeah. It was 1,400 pages of genocide. So, yeah, you know, we got some work to do to heal our people, honey. This ain't going to come easy. Sure ain't, and it ain't finna happen overnight. Sure ain't. I might have done cried, but until you cry too, yeah, we still going to be reading. Sure will, honey. We finna read. And last but not least, y'all, your kidneys. When you singing, y'all, it can strengthen your kidney energy by fostering your vocal expressions. When you hitting them high notes with Shaka Khan, oh, honey, your kidneys is too. Yes, Whitney Houston. Oh, you know you love Whitney. Oh, honey, you done turned it up. Got the album playing so good. Everybody else hitting on the wall. Play, I have nothing. Play, I have nothing. Hit repeat. Then for you know hell, the people on the other side, they playing with me. You know what? You can't just one person play the songs and stuff. Let's just meet in the backyard, you know, and we'll just DJ. Yeah, because, you know, yeah, it's just the music. It's our music, though. It ain't white folks' music. White folks ain't got no music. White folks ain't got nothing. You know, I'm just saying, but I'm finna go. You know, I just want y'all to keep them things with you always, you know, and know that the sun is yours. Once you know and understand that you are God and Goddess, ain't nobody coming back like you think somebody coming back. You think Jesus coming back for the sins of all people and stuff, you know. I'm not sorry to disappoint you because you need to know the truth. Black men, Black women, Mary Turner coming back by her baby. That white folks cut out of her belly. That's who coming back. If anybody deserves to come back to this planet, it'll be the Black man too. It'll be the Black man. Now, what Hitler did and stuff, now they got justice. Yeah, them other Holocausts that people done been through, they got their justice. Black people, the only ones, ain't got not a whisper of justice. None. So if anybody finna come back, you best believe, honey, this who it's finna be. Yeah, you better get yourself right so you can be on the right side. And you know, the white man, they sneaky. They sneaky. They finna make you think you see a hologram that's really Jesus. You better ask him some questions. You see a white Jesus up there? Because if I see him, I'm going to ask him, where's Simeon Toko? Where is Black Jesus? Simeon Toko. That's who I'm looking for me. I ask white Jesus, who you here for? What you coming to take white folks? Is it any Black people in heaven? They ask some questions. Time for being scared is over and done with, Black America. You can't be fooled no more. You can't be indoctrinated no more. You're going to have to understand that, yes, you traumatized. But now you know these things. After you see this right here, you should have a little courage about yourself. And then, you know, just say it all the time. I'm brave. I'm brave. I'm so brave. I'm so brave. Frederick Douglass. So brave. Just call out your ancestors. Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. Call their names out and stuff. Stokely Carmichael, or whoever you remember, call their names out and ask for their bravery. I do it all the time. I be asking Fannie Lou Hamer and Francis Cress Wells, and I be asking everybody, you know, yeah, tell me, help me, you know, because I need everything. I need their courage, their wisdom, their strength. I need their insight, their guidance, honey, and I ask them. Shit, I'm not finna go ask the white man and ask their teachers. I mean, shit, I ain't asking Ralph Ginsburg, whoever the hell he is, and Cameron McWhorter, you know. I'm asking these in the book. Me that's in the book. You that's in the book. So, that's what we got to do and stuff. And that's what they don't want us to do. But honey, white folks ever get you in darkness, if they ever put them artificial suns up there and they cover the sun up, and the sun can't get he can't release his energy. If he can't get none of that energy and stuff, we going to be down here in darkness for a little bit. Yeah, we're going to be in darkness for a while. Now, I don't know if that's when white folks is just gonna metamorphose into who they really, really are. You pitch the world in blackness for 90 days, I guess. I don't know how long it's going to take for the sun to start, and then it's going to explode because that energy got to get out. I don't know. I guess once they get the artificial suns around the sun, they plan on sealing it. I don't know how they plan on doing it, but the sun will not be contained. The truth will not be contained. Yeah, so you're gonna have to do your research and stuff. But let's get out of here and go process this. And I hope I see y'all tomorrow at lunchtime, but I'm still trying to put stuff together. I need to go get me a couch, a chair, or something, But yeah, if not, then we're gonna be back for this right here. We are gonna finish Dr. Claude Anderson's book. I just feel like I've been here long enough. At least get a couch or a rocking chair or something. Shit, get a recliner or something up in here. But yeah, just bear with me. Yeah. I would ask y'all, if you hear where I'm at and stuff, send me your couch you gonna throw away. But that's all right. I'm just joking. I'll do it. I can do this. All right? I'm gonna do it now. Yeah. But it's so good to see y'all. Oh, all these H's. Just go on and cuss. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. Yeah, there is a brother, Map Drawer. How you doing? Gail is now an astronaut. Ooh, we get some weed. Who the fuck needs the Jews? Addictive menthol. I know that's right, honey. Yes. Oh, Map Drawer, I did find your list because, I just moved and I just ran across it, but I'm going to have to get it and pull it back up and stuff because I was listening to it. But I don't listen to all the music and stuff. I got my favorite music and stuff, but I sure appreciate it. Hey, Mike TV, it's so good to see you. Yes, it is. And don't forget, tomorrow now, I'll be calling in the morning. Yeah. Most of those who own the boats were Jews, not white people. Honey, they all white people. They ain't black. They ain't black people. I'm talking about healing black people. Black America and black Africa. All them other peoples and stuff, they is not black. So, I don't know. If y'all want to separate yourself from white folks, if you want to separate them peoples from white folks and stuff, then don't do it with me because it's too much for me. I really don't even care. I'm just concerned about black America and black Africa. Now, I get it that, we can't lump them in with white folks because they ain't white folks and stuff. They're fine. But I ain't got the time to decide who's who with all these people in the world and stuff. Shit, I just want to know, what did they do to black people? I know what white folks did to black people, and even that right there, I just want to know here, I believe Dr. John Henry Clark, we ain't got no friends. But, they ain't black. They ain't black folks. If they want to distinguish themselves from white people and stuff, then you want to help them. Yeah, I guess. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. And we still got out a little early because it's 2:46. And I got like 6% probably on my battery. But I'll see y'all tomorrow and go process this. Meditate, listen to a song or something, light you a candle, smoke you some weed if that's what you do. Yeah, I ain't got no cigarette or nothing like that, but I'm finna go and talk to my ancestors and stuff. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace and power to the people. Yep. And just stay strong out there.